It is a tool. You can learn how to play this game and go ahead and win, go ahead and make you some money and get out the way. I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm also going to show you why most people quit before they ever really get in the game. So first, let's get to my favorite part. We got to bring in the Zoom. Y'all ready? Bring it in the Zoom. Bring it in the Zoom. There we go. The Zoom is here. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Aha. Okay. Well, good morning, good evening. What to do? How are you? Who do you? Happy Sunday too. I am the sound of money in your ear. Avant. That's D-O-O-O. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, it is day number 53 of this 100-day challenge. I'm not playing any games on today. Somebody in this group is gonna get somebody. Okay, we don't have to go get it. We're making it. Like, you go in the kitchen, you hungry, you want to eat something, go make you some food. It's food. It's all the ingredients in the pantry. Like, what's the problem? We are gonna tap in and make this money. So thank y'all for being here on this Sunday. I have so much to get to. Every time I start a new path, I'm trying to my aim anyway is to make sure that I don't leave anyone behind. But also, this train is moving. We must keep moving. And so some of my visuals and graphics, they're not able to keep up with my brilliance just yet. So I'm working on some things so I can better visualize the stuff that I'm sharing with you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and keep sharing the truths with you. And then, when all the visuals come together, it'll be like, oh, so for those who need some help with that, it'll be there. Also, I've been requested. I keep getting requests like, dog, we need the class. They want us to meet up again because they're so used to having access to me 2-3 days a week, half the night, and just walking in my office and getting all type of free coaching and stuff. I was just like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. However, I understand the value of community, and I know people still want to get together. So you're going to figure something out. We're going to figure out some times to kind of get together in person and, do the thing. Because, there's value in that. But I am so serious about this one thing. And this is why I brought it up. There's no way that we're going to sit here and watch what's going on in the news and what's going on in this day and time. Things that our parents are probably like, yeah, this isn't even real. Like, they're probably just like, you know what? I'm going back to my stories. Like, they can't even process some of the stuff that's happening because, they thought I don't know, Watergate stuff. They thought that was bad. Like, this is like, no. Because they still, at the end of all that, they still respected the office of the presidency. You know what I'm saying? They still respected, I don't know, the Supreme Court or whatever, in some capacity. You still had respect for learning and institutions, stuff like that. Now, it's just a free-for-all. Nobody believes in anything anymore. Nobody trusts anybody anymore. It's just, everybody's just rah! And on top of all of that, the entire global financial system is shifting, right now. And on top of that, we got all types of AI and different things. And on top of that, nobody's talking about this. This is one of the reasons why, like I said, I'm really spending a lot of time. Receipts. I'm in my scholar bag right now as a Harvard trained historian and economist, giving y'all the through line, because I saw somebody doing an article or a reel today, and they were talking about, Black History Month, they count down, day 22 of Black History Month or whatever. And she was telling the story of how every time we get, as a community, we build economic, wealth and strength historically as Black communities, they would come in and shut it down or burn it down or lock it down or redline it or, send a freeway through it or gentrify it or do something, right? And mass incarceration and drugs in our communities and on and on and on and on, right? And, the over policing and just making sure they're just waiting on you to possibly do something. And because, the 13th Amendment says that you got rights unless you commit a crime. But I don't think anybody's connecting the dots. The way that they're eroding, the way that they're rewriting laws and changing policies and writing executive orders, basically saying, if you look suspicious, if you look like you might not be from here, if you are critical of this government, when people come here to visit, to get a visa to come here from France, whatever, they ask for all their data and 5 years of their social media history. You know that they're doing that now? They just want to see, are you being critical of this administration or anything like that? It's a problem. They're asking, they're subpoenaing the owners of some of these social media platforms to tell them if you have a problem with, some agents that are just walking around. You got the president on TV talking about, oh, we'll come to Atlanta. Like, this is the environment that we live in. And so you got to understand that slowly what's happening is we're going back in time. They said they want to go back to when it was great. They're talking about a time when you can't just walk around as a person of color. You had to have who you work for, where's your contract, who's your sharecropping used to be master, what you doing floating around. What they call that? Vagrancy, loitering. You would go to jail. You'll be considered a felon. Oh, if you were disrespectful, they call it insolence. You said something they don't like, oh, lock him up. And then what, you end up on a chain gang. And they're slowly eroding. Like, things are headed back to that. Homelessness is illegal now. They got that done. The president said they're not building any more houses, like a bunch of new housing units, because he wants to make sure that people who have, real estate, they don't lose their property value. He wants it to stay up. So there's not going to be like just this. They got concentration camps now for homeless people. It's a lot going on out here, right? And so in this type of environment, we probably want to just get some money together. You know what I'm saying? Just get out the way, just in case. What if I'm right? I could be wrong, but what if I'm right? What if this is what's happening in history in this moment in time? You want to have some cash flow so you can get out of the way. And so that's going to require us to make this shift that most people don't want to make. Nobody wants to do this kind of work. Everybody wants, I don't even know what they want at this point, because you can't say, oh, I just want the framework. Just tell me how to make money. Because I'm literally telling you how to make money, and then we leave and we don't do it. So it's deeper than that. But I'm going to keep doing my job. I'm going to show this game how it actually works. It's just a game. And I'm going to keep feeding you this truth and keep giving it to you. And, it's going to click for you one day. And when it does, you're just going to be like, yes, like I'm free. And I'm like, yes, you're free. You've made the shift. So that's what I want for everybody. We're graduating from hustle to habits. I'm giving you the exact playbooks, showing you how the game is laid out, things that they don't want you to know. I'm showing you exactly how to go from your humanity to win in this game of capitalism without, violating your integrity. Okay. Shift your identity so you can go from employee to entrepreneur. And collapse time. You got to learn how to build a business at the speed of money. But fortunately, once you understand this game, the game board, and how it's set up, we're going to normalize making $10,000 or more a month. Literally, seriously, doesn't matter if you're an artist, doesn't matter if you have a product, service, solution, doesn't matter if you're for-profit, nonprofit, whatever industry, it does not matter. If you will do this work, it's basically, I said it's 3 levels to the video game. But when I draw it out, it's going to look like 4 levels, but the 4th one doesn't count, because that's the part that everybody can see. That's when it's like a known entity, a known influencer, a known brand. Everybody knows their name. They're known for certain things, certain catchphrases that they say. They have, a lot of images and pictures and videos and an archive of a body of work that people can go and look and find. And guess what? People who are in that position, who are well known in their space, in their industry, and their story speaks for themselves, without them doing anything, and their story is still being told, they always have currency. So that's that top part that you can see. So I don't count that. When I say these levels of this video game, I'm talking about you got to do this inner work, starting from your concept and going to the content and the conversations and the cadence that I always talk about, that you must have in your business. Like, these are not optional things. This is what creates the heartbeat. Do-do, do-do, do-do. This is what makes it real, takes it out of your idea floating around in your head into something that's real, and really digging in and doing the work. And I'm telling you how to do it, how to clarify your concept, start your engine. I'm telling you right now how to start positioning your content so that it goes and that it actually connects with people. That's what we need the social media mastery for. I'm telling you how to host conversations with people, how to use social media to find those people and then invite them to a conversation offline, invite them to a conversation one-on-one in person, so you can collect what? Not, hey, I just met you, buy something. More important, we want the data. We want to know their language that they use, what problem they're facing. We want to be experts in that so that we can refine our offer and then refine our content the way that we bring people into our world and turn it into a cadence. So we can show up for people the way they want to show up. If you get that level together, now we're on level 2. We got in motion. Now we're on level 2. This is the momentum part. This is where you continue to show up. I'm telling you exactly how to show up on social media over the next week. Matter of fact, we got 2 more days. Today is day 53, and then we're going to do, how do you say that? We're doing 15 days of like prep work, because the last 30 days of this 100-day challenge, we're going to be doing kind of an intensive, if you will, going and talking to humans, 5 humans a day, and posting on social media every single day. I mean, 5 days a week. I'll give y'all the weekends if you need them. Okay. But I'm very serious about this, because I don't want anybody to leave, the sound of my voice. You listening to me talk all day, every day, and then 100-day challenge goes by, and then I'm moving on, because I'm opening up on my social medias. I'm going to be doing another thing at 5 o'clock for people who still got a job, who are trying to transition out of corporate, and who specifically need coaching on social media. I'm going to start doing that at 5 o'clock. So it's a lot going on. My time is getting shorter and shorter and shorter in terms of me being able to do a lot of one-on-one. So I don't want anybody to get left behind when you got all this access to me and you sit here listed because it's entertaining. I mean, it is entertaining, but my God. Okay. So I want to just let y'all know that that's coming up. So got 2 days, and we're going to do 15 days of prep. It's like, man, I've been behind. I'm not doing the stuff I'm supposed to be doing. You're not doing your big 5 yet. Okay, let's get it together. We're going to have 15 days, because the last 30 days, we're going to run a real sprint in this challenge. Okay. So hope y'all are with me. Hope you're ready to make some money too, because when you start showing up like this, you're going to get different results. Okay. So today, I want to talk about this. The thing that makes people quit before they really get a breakthrough in their business. It's the fact that success requires you to become somebody that you've never been before. It requires you to go past that part where you say, oh yeah, I don't really do that. That's not me. I'm not that. Well, you have to be that to get this version of success that you think somebody's going to just give it to you. Like, what are we talking about? You have to become something that you haven't been before. But it hurts. It's very uncomfortable. It's like, it doesn't feel like expansion and joy and lollipops. Okay. It doesn't really feel like alignment or flow. It feels like friction, like you're losing yourself. Maybe like something's wrong with you. You try to figure out, I don't know why I can't get it together. I don't know why, ... That's a real thing. And even more so, now that's going to be amplified. This is what I need you guys to understand. There's a word in physics that nobody's ever heard of, so there's no need of me saying the word because it won't mean anything to you. But this is like a fractal system. This is like, when I say business is relationships with numbers, relationships meaning your relationship with yourself and then your relationship with other people. Okay, game concentration. All the things that I've been teaching you guys are like ancient principles, universal laws. If you can get this, your whole life could be different. But you got to get it. You got to lock in. Okay. But then you got those relationships. And then when I say numbers are not just like numbers. Numbers are symbolic. They represent the processes and the characteristics that are underneath them. Okay. So if we're counting how many relationships you have, how many interactions and engagements you've had with people, how many people are clicking and liking, and any metrics that you track in your business and ultimately money, it's only a reflection of the energy that's underneath it. So you've heard me say before, money is an amplifier. It's a magnifier. So numbers have multitudes and they have magnitudes. Okay. Multitudes is about relationships. Again, so relationship with self and relationship with the outer world. You got the inner world, the outer world, the 3D to 4D, right? You got to get that together. But that's part of what numbers are representing. Okay, because what are we counting? What are we tracking? I told you time is just location. It's like it's tracking the energy. But then it's magnitude. Magnitude is just the scale at which something is happening. So if right now you got 5 people, 10 people, 100 people on your email list, and you're not emailing nobody, you're not changing nobody's life, you don't call nobody back. If I were to come and give you $1 million, that's not going to change the energy of neglect or the energy of not showing up as your full self that you're already demonstrating here. It's just going to be amplified. If you are not calling those celebrities names because everybody's canceled, but y'all already know, if you out here doing dirt and running over people that telling lies and doing all this stuff when nobody knows who you are, and then you get $1 billion, you're just going to do more of that. Money does not change people. People are like, oh, it's impossible for you to be a billionaire and do it. No, that's not true. If they had that in their heart when they were nobody and then they get $1 billion, they're just going to do it on a bigger scale. Money is an amplifier. So when I say relationships with numbers, if your business and your bank account are not reflecting this image that you have in your head, that means energetically, that means in terms of your relationships, that means in terms of how you're showing up, either your relationship with yourself or your relationship with your people, and then how you're scaling that on social, which is where the marketplace has moved to. You cannot do this effectively unless you have some very strong in-person relationships and contracts to secure that in the real world. You cannot scale in 2026 without mastering social media. It's not optional. You're going to always be stuck at hustle level. And I want you to turn that into habits of how you communicate, how you tell stories. Because the beauty of it is, if you get this right, and you're like, I refuse to get on social media, other people are, it's going to work so well that they will tell your story for you on social media. They will tell your story in rooms where you're not there. So your narrative will still outlive you and go beyond you, if you will, if you get this right. So the skill of learning how to communicate with people, you have to master it. And social media is just it's free. Like, why wouldn't we use these tools? But it requires you to start showing up before you feel ready to get on social and to start bringing new people into your world intentionally and not just hoping for the next sale to come. This requires you to be visible before you're comfortable, to create content before you really know what you're doing and what you're talking about, to keep going even if you get zero engagement, zero comments initially, because you're trying different things. You got to try until you find out what works for you. Zero results. You feel like, oh, I'm shadow banned. Oh, nobody can hear me. All this stuff. Most people quit right there. Has nothing to do with your talent, has nothing to do with your brilliance, your expertise, none of that. It's not because your message is not valuable. Think about the Mona Lisa. Now, I know that all of us could think of a piece of art that we've seen that's more beautiful to us than the Mona Lisa. If you've ever been to the Louvre, if you've ever gone there, it's like little, it's small, it's nothing special about it, it's just on the wall. Whatever. But it's like one of the most famous art pieces in the world. Why? Why? It's not because the piece of art itself is so great. It is the narrative around that art and who made it and where it came from and what everybody thinks about it. It is the social capital wrapped around that piece of art that makes it valuable. And what I want to communicate to you is your product, your idea, whatever service you actually provide, it's not that deep. Like, actually, probably no one cares. I mean, again, some every now and then somebody will invent something that's never existed before or whatever. But most 99% of businesses are not doing that. You're not doing anything that somebody else hadn't done in some way, shape, or form. You have your own stamp on it. You got your own fingerprint on it, right? But it's like, okay, whatever. I always use the example of shea butter. Shout out to anybody. I've gotten much better sleep since I started using every night. I'm telling y'all, they have good products. So shout out to them. But shout out to Erica. But it's like, it's not like I've never seen this before. So what makes your product valuable? It's the social capital that you wrap around it. It is the narrative that you tell about it. It is the way you make people feel. And that feeling gets attached to your product. That's what a brand is. That's all a brand is. Unfortunately, all these words come from slavery, like stock and branding. You know how they brand a cow? They used to burn and take the thing out and put a mark on the cow. That's how you knew whose cattle it was. And then they started doing that to humans, which is crazy work. But a brand is just, you're known for this. All this energy is attached to this. So it's not just another shoe. It's a Nike, right? It's not just a purse. It's a Louis V or whatever. It's something attached to it. And until you do the work of attaching this energy to your product, service, or solution, that's why nobody's coming and checking for you. That's why your money ain't flowing like it need to flow. Once that narrative gets out into the world, your phone is going to be ringing. You're going to get the partnerships, all the things you want. It's on the other side. We got to do this part. Nobody teaches that. That's why I show up here at 2:00, because nobody teaches it, because it's not comfortable. It's not. Okay. Most people don't make it through this part because your nervous system can't survive being unseen and feeling uncomfortable longer. It's taking longer than you thought it was going to take. And your nervous system can't handle that. I heard this quote and I was just like, okay, I'm not even going to say who said it, but he was quoting somebody else and it was a good quote. And he was talking about some record producer in the industry was talking about how people don't fail in the industry because they're bad. It's because their nervous system can't handle the part where, the tree grows down before it grows up. You're unseen at first. You got to get some roots in there. You got to establish these frameworks at first. And it's like, you got to have emotional durability to make it through when you try different things and it doesn't work. You post something and nobody gets it. You write something and it feels like nobody sees it or whatever. To keep going until you figure it out. The experimentation part of it all, which is what one of my other multimillionaire mentors told me. She's like, it's all an experiment. We don't know what we don't know. You got to go do it first. And so we're too busy and we're in ego. Oh, what if I try this and nobody comes? What if I do this and 2 people come? What if? Did you have a conversation with the 2 people? What information did we learn from the people? Like, we have to be willing to do the hard part where nobody's cheering us on. That's why I'm always saying you are the value. You got to stay human. You got to stay connected. You got to keep making engagement when the algorithm has not figured you out yet. Go ahead, Tracy.
Yesterday I went out speaking to humans, and I took several minutes parking the car. I'm watching myself back park, and I had to check myself. I said, Tracy, how long are you going to take to park this car? You are actually scared to get out this car. I had to realize that I was here pretending to park a car perfectly in a parking lot that didn't even need perfection. And then when I went out to speak to the humans, to people, I realized my pitch wasn't working. Like, even to say it, I was embarrassed because I was like, this don't make no sense out loud. It made sense when I was saying it to myself. It sounded super poetic and super good. And my baby daddy thought it was cool. And I'm like, but I'm like, now I'm saying it to people. Some of this is too long-winded, or it just don't make no sense. And then another thing I realized was there's a lot of businesses that are popping up that you can't see from the street. But when you go into these plazas, because that's kind of where I like to do my movement, is in these type of plazas, so I can just park one place and hit about 10 different businesses. There's a lot of businesses popping up that are within my scope when it comes to wellness. And I would have never thought in this area someone would even think about opening up something like this. And a lot of creative endeavors that I was like, wow, this is actually fruitful. And then lastly, even the people that said no, I know I went into a smoke shop, like a pipe smoke shop, I think they call it. And they're like, we're definitely not interested in this type of stuff. But then one person was like, so you do assisted stretch, you do yoga. I was just talking about that. Are you online? Do you have social media? And I gave them my website instead. And then we spoke for a minute. And then eventually, they were like, yeah, I definitely want to come in this week for a session and to have an assisted stretch session. So I realized even the no's, I'm not looking from a no from everybody in the business. I'm just looking to be seen and have people know that this service is available. So it was an eye-awakening moment. And I stayed out there till dark, and it felt really good. And my goal is to do this every single day and just get out of this place where I've created this fear, which I didn't know was there, but definitely when I started to park, I'm like, okay, Tracy, you're procrastinating. You're trying not to get out the car. So yeah, this is different.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you got their
Yeah,
information as well.
I did. I definitely followed your advice in that, and I practiced my spit, my speech, my pitch in places that I could, and places that I could be vulnerable with it. I did, and I was able to kind of. And then the people, like you said, not everyone's my client. I could tell certain people were being very, like, men were being kind of creepy, and they weren't really. They're like, yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, yeah. I said, well, when you're ready, and I kept it with a man. You really got to focus on the money. The service, yes, like what they're going to get, but like this is an investment, because men definitely don't want to seem as, like, when they realize you're on the money part, then they're going to be like, yeah, I need to think about this. They realize you not playing. I'm not. This is not a live phone sex call. This is a real thing. So I like that I was able to see, yeah, this person, he's not serious, and that's okay. But I got to understand that everybody's not my client, and I got to see that in real time, and I don't have to push it and feel uncomfortable within myself.
Mm-hmm. Because this is what we're doing. This is for everybody. It's not, we have to have enough people in our orbit so we can get to the next part of the video game. We're building an engine. If I'm telling you, hey guys, how I remember that time in the Civil War when they like burned down the city of Atlanta? You need to leave the city of Atlanta. And so you probably want to get a car and put your people in your car, pack your stuff, and go ahead and drive. Well, I don't have a car. Okay, let me tell you how to build a car. Like, that's what this is. So you have to have enough components to work with to put the car together. And that requires us to have real humans that we're talking to, that they start to know us. So having a concept and the clarity around what you do and your worldview, and being so adept at that you could speak to people in a very conversational way, is really, really important. That's why we started there. When I say start your engines and all those questions about your worldview and you and the Afromet, like, you got to be really good at that. So you should be practicing that every day. Every day.
And I will. I appreciate you saying that, because I noticed my body language. I was watching, my hands started to cringe, my feet, I started to roll over onto the sides of my. I was very uncomfortable. I was like, Tracy, what is going on? Can you stand up like a full-fledged human here? And I started to realize, this is why I'm not doing this, because who wants to feel this way, especially voluntarily? You could end up in a situation where someone makes you feel this way and you weren't prepared, or someone may say something at work and you caught off guard. But to willingly to put yourself in a position where you're uncomfortable, nobody wants that. So it's definitely a numbers game, because the more I stayed out there, I just kind of flowed. And I was, not to say it became completely comfortable, but I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm looking for that one. Like, I'm looking for the, like you say, the je ne sais quoi. I'm not looking for everybody, because you're right. I cannot service everyone. Even if they all said yes, I could not service all of them.
Mm-hmm. Your
So
business
yeah,
isn't
it
even
was an
set up
eye
for that
awakening.
yet. Absolutely. So I'm glad you're doing it, and I'm glad it's allowing you to see that this is first about your relationship with yourself, right? We can't be in good relationship with others until we're in good relationship with ourselves. And so everything that you have, when I say worldview and I say what you believe, like I just continue to get very aggressive, and I use Claire as an example because AI is just the thing right now. But also nervous system state, like the changes that are going on in the world right now. Oh, everybody on the Zoom, shout out to y'all. Okay, if people don't change their diet and they keep having all these parasites stuff in their body, messing with their brain, when all these ships come and they start doing crazy stuff and the policies changing and the AI judges and all of this stuff, we're not gonna make it. We have to change our diet. We have to. Like, it matters. Your work matters. So the more you elevate your worldview and the way you talk about this work, that should compel you to go and talk to people, to share this gift with them because they need it. You know what I'm saying? If we don't learn how to regulate our nervous system state, we are not going to make it. Everybody's freaking out like, oh my God, I can't believe the files. And I'm like, y'all, this is America. Like, I feel like what's his name? What's my man name? I always want to say Danny Glover. Donald Glover. Danny Glover he was cool when I talked to him. This is America, y'all. So everything that they're saying that's in the files and what they were doing to the children and stuff. Y'all know they used to feed our babies to the alligators, right? Like, why are we acting like people haven't been doing this for centuries in this country? Like, I don't understand why everybody's acting like this is new information, that people really move like this. Like, watch any movie about rich people. Did y'all watch Succession? Did y'all watch Game of Thrones? They were hunting people in Game of Thrones. Now people are freaking out. Oh my God, they were hunting people. I didn't say it. It's on the DOJ website. I'm just saying, this is not new. We have to, if we don't regulate our nervous system and they keep playing in our face, we're not going to make it. If we don't learn some AI and figure out how to use these tools and start moving faster with our work and our creativity, and we keep resisting it. I still got Black leaders out here talking about, oh, AI is going to dumb us down. AI could possibly be our greatest method of escape right now. And if we don't teach, if people don't learn this new skill, the level of, we thought it was bad when the internet came. By the time they finish, we got about 18 months. By the time they finish what's going on out here, you don't understand how to use AI. You don't know what an AI agent is. You don't have, do you understand? Like, you will be a ward of the state. 50% of white collar jobs are going to be gone. Like, what are we doing? And so that level of intensity is not just like, well, it's not about you anymore. It becomes about the people that you are going to be able to serve doing the work that you do. And that should compel you to go out and speak to people. That should compel you to, if I meet you right now, I have something prepared for you, not just like, okay, now I got their email and now, I got to remember to call them. And now I'm nervous. I don't want to call them back. Like, no, it should be, you going on to an email list, you're getting an experience, you got a download, you got a video, you got a place prepared for you so you can start this journey, because you need to be okay. And everybody here who has a business should be thinking that way. I'm preparing and I'm doing all this work and I'm creating all these social content and all the things that I need to do. And I'm creating a cadence where I'm showing up for my audience so that they can find their way home. They can find their way out of whatever problem state that they're in, because it matters. It should matter to you that people get the solution that you could provide. And then when you start showing up like that, money becomes just a side note, just a byproduct.
I appreciate that. And then as soon as I got home, I sent messages out to 3 of the people that I met, which is not usual for me to do too, because I love how you said a couple of days ago to Makaya that you contacting people back puts you like in the 1%. And I'm like, damn, just that simple task of not fumbling the ball, not dropping the baton after you've done taking the time to actually talk to humans and calling them back. Just the simplicity of that puts me in a place where someone, I'm building equity, I'm building trust with them. I said, how can I not like make that bond? So yeah, that was something I did yesterday. So yeah.
We got to do it every day. It's part of our big 5. And we're building trust with them, but also building trust with ourselves, because ultimately this comes down to self-trust. When I say you are the value, you know how they used to call it bank and trust. If you don't have trust in yourself, then you don't believe you're the value. Then you won't show up as the value. And then you won't show up for people. Then they won't trust you. There's no connection. There's no currency. Connection is the birthplace of all currency. So if you don't do what you say you're going to do, you don't do what you know you're supposed to be doing every day in those moments, in those hours, in those preparation times, then when you get out there to talk to people, you feel unprepared. And then it's just a ripple effect. So you're either spiraling up or spiraling down. It's a fractal system. It's only going to magnify and amplify. So we have to show up as the version of ourselves that has the thing that we said we want every day. The same way you would show up if you had a staff of 15 people working for you. You can't just like be raggedy, just show up when you want to. And she probably never coming in the office. We don't know what she's going to be doing. You have to be a leader to these people. You have to say, this is what we're doing. This is our culture. This is how we stand. This is how my clients treated. This is how I want, this got to go like this. And people should be, you're supposed to show up like that now. That's the only way you're going to get that. So you don't have a message problem. You don't have a talent problem. You don't have an intelligence problem. You have an identity problem. And you're not training every day. So that means just like a basketball player who doesn't work out, doesn't eat right, doesn't train at all, doing whatever they want to do, and then it's time to play the game. And then they can't play the game 45 minutes straight. The first 15 minutes, first quarter, they huffing and puffing and they passing out and they can't run up and down the court. Why? Because they're not showing up as him every day. You got to be him every day. You got to be her every day. Otherwise, you won't be able to survive this gap between who you are now and who you're going to become. Like showing up on social media now as if you had 100,000 followers. You got to do it now. That's the only way you're going to get 100,000 followers. Showing up on Instagram now, or Facebook, or wherever your audience is, show up for them now. Learn how to get clarity now. Learn how to do hooks and things that actually engage people. There's a science to this. I'm teaching the whole thing. It's a whole class. And it's not a money problem. My mentor told me, nope, stop saying that. It's not a money problem. You guys are not investing in yourself with the free stuff we have yet. Once you apply the free stuff that you've already been given, these thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of coaching that you've gotten for absolutely free, start showing up and doing that. And then I'm telling you, social media, I got you. They just tell you exactly what to do. Boop, boop, boop. You can put it in the AI. I got the AI running. Just put it. It's going to tell you exactly what to say. Show up, do the thing, post it. It's going to work. There's no question. It's not like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to get any followers. I'm not sure if anybody's. It's encoded in there. It's encoded in the thing. So anyway, today we want to talk about this identity game. I got to teach you why social media is just a game. You got to learn how to play it, how the game actually works, and why it's so critical to leverage social media in 2026 and stop acting like it's optional. Because again, unless you have long-term social contracts in the real world, social media is the only way to scale your business. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get long-term contracts unless it's like government and secret, top secret R&D type work. You're not going to get a big contract with a big company and they look on social media and they look in all media, period, and you don't appear anywhere. You don't have a real presence. Because now they're risking too much social capital on you when you haven't proven that you are a known entity out here where the marketplace is, which is on social platforms. It's just, we have to do this. And that's how you digitize. That's how you take something that I do one-on-one. Now I can do it one-to-many. You can't get past level 2 in the video game if you don't leverage social media, public speaking, public stages. Okay, say it that way, public stages. So, a book, an album, something that lives out in the world, not just you talking to people one-to-one. All right, so we got to get behind the neuroscience of all of that and make sure that we know how to go from the inside out. So when you feel this discomfort, when you feel like, oh my God, I know I'm supposed to do it, but, and then you give yourself an excuse out the back door of but, no more of that. We're going to face the discomfort, face the part of us that, oh, I don't want to do that. The part of you that I'm telling you every single day, do these 5 things every day. And you've heard me say it for 53 days and you're still not doing it. We're going to face that today because that's your doorway to financial freedom. You got to do it. Who's teaching like this? If it's not the truth, it wouldn't be resonating with you. Okay. You know the truth by the way it feels. So come on. So let's start with something that's going to hopefully shift how you see social media, because y'all know I had to get over my resistance. I had a real reason. It wasn't just like, I don't want to do it. I had a reason. But anyway, social media is a game. Just like entrepreneurship is a game. This is the greatest tool in our game right now. The game board has moved from Main Street to these devices. Pretty soon it's going to be in the glasses and we won't even be using these anymore. Coming soon. Okay. So you have to appear where the world is headed. Okay. Otherwise you don't exist. Social media is a game, not necessarily fun or casual, but it's like you need to understand these rules or you're not going to be able to win in these entrepreneurial streets. Okay. It's a game of attention. You got to learn how to capture the attention of another human being, because the only currency in the world is the time, energy, effort, focus, and attention of another human being. So if you want to learn how to grow faster, you've got to learn, you've heard of game theory. This applies to social media. Game theory is about understanding the reasons why the different players in the game make different decisions during the game. So y'all know about the roadmap, 9 steps. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on Avant.com, look on the link in there. This is where all this comes from. It's the entrepreneur's roadmap. Okay. So first thing we do is talk about principles, which I just did. And now the second thing on the roadmap, step 2, is people. Who are the people? Who are the players in this game? So whether you want to win on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Substack, whatever you're doing, some people still on TikTok, whatever. It's a giant game of attention. So you can understand. You have to understand, rather, why all the players are acting different ways. And then let's get a content strategy that's going to work now that we understand the board. So let's talk about this. You're not just competing, by the way, with other creators when you get on social media. It's a multiplayer game. So just like Monopoly or, any game like that, where you got multiple people rolling the dice and doing the thing, you're competing with the rules of the game and the different obstacles in the game, but also all the other players on the board at the same time. Okay. So you as a creator, I'm talking a lot about you and your relationship with yourself, because you're stopping yourself from being great. You're not even showing up every day. So how could you possibly expect to go out here and play Michael Jordan, whoever the new Michael Jordan is, and you don't even practice, you don't even dribble the ball every day? Like, what are we talking about? So you got to deal with you. Then you got to deal with the algorithm, because all these social platforms, they always talk about beating the algorithm. That's like a real thing. Then you have people out here who are passive viewers. Okay. Now, I want you to understand that for the sake of what I'm doing and the way I teach social media, we are bypassing the passive viewers. I don't care if you go viral, although some of this stuff will probably go viral. I don't care, because passive viewers, people who just, ooh, there she go, I like her videos, haha, that was so funny. They're not buying anything from you. They're not going to buy anything from you. That's a completely different business model. Okay, where you have a wide range of, very big numbers of people, and then a sponsor or a third party comes in to pay you for access to that audience. That's not what I'm teaching right now. I want to teach you how to take your product, service, solution, this thing that you've been trying to sell, and use social media to bring you some real humans who want to buy something from you. Okay, but just know that they exist. These passive viewers who just sitting there watching your page, but they're not going to buy anything. They don't even have any pain points in your niche. They just are watching you for whatever reason. They might like the way you look or something. We don't have time. Okay. The fourth type of people, you got active viewers. These are people who are potential buyers. They got pain points that you are solving for. They're engaging, they're looking, they're watching, they're looking for a solution. Okay, we got those. You also have other people like influencers and folks like that who are out here who, they make a lot of noise. They got a lot of eyeballs on them. They don't necessarily, what do they sell? We don't know. They're just like popular online or something. And then you got other people around like you who are trying to convert. They got something they want to sell. They're trying to figure out how to leverage social media the same way you are. And then you got brands and advertisers and people like that who are out here who are willing to pay for sponsorships and, all that kind of stuff. So here's the thing. All of them have different incentives. They all are coming to this game of social media for a different reason. So you need to focus on the ones that matter to you and what they want, and create content that gives them that. If you do that, they're going to help you take that narrative, take that content, which is just a container for your narrative, and they're going to share it with other people. That's all you got to do. That's all we got to do in this game. Find out what the people want. Got to give the people what they want. Find out what they want. Make sure you encode your content with that every time, and they'll share it with other people and keep coming back for more content. That's an engine. That's all we're trying to do. Okay. So start with the most important. I just told you about you. You got to get you together. I gave you the big 5. I spent 53 days telling you, if you show up like this every day, you'll be prepared for whatever opportunity comes. Social media is the biggest opportunity since the freaking printing press. Okay. In terms of your ability to make money from the house with your mind, you could do this, but you got to learn some things. So you got to get yourself together. The big 5 will get you there. Just put the link in there. Just, you need to be doing that every day. It's really not optional. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in people's homes, what's going on in the past. I don't know what happened, but I'm telling you, as of today, Sunday, February the 22nd, 2026, if you're in the sound of my voice, you have the opportunity to start tonight and go make you some money. Just do the big 5 every day. If you don't know what it is and how to do it, go back and listen to some replays inside the Dollhouse 2.0. And if you need help, hopefully you already paid for one-on-one coaching, and then you can use bettercalldoll.com. Okay. So that's you. Got to get you together. You also need to do the exercise that says start your engines. It's in that resource guide that I just listed. You need to answer these questions about your worldview. What do you stand for? What do you believe? What problem have you noticed? What are you here to solve? What is your mission? I need that. If you don't give me this raw material, I can't cook this meal. I need you to know the answers to these questions. I need your pitch, your mission statement, your elevator your identity statement, your belief system, whatever it is, it cannot change every time I talk to you. You say something different. Because I'm trying to build a house here. I'm trying to build an engine. It's going to give you consistent results. So you got to give me consistent materials. Okay, I got a chef in the building. You know good and well. If you get one day you got this ingredient, the next day you got another brand, and one day you get it from here, and the next day you get it from over there, it's not going to taste the same. I need you to know who you are, what you stand for, who you serve, and you should be able to tell me that without feeling weird about it. It should just flow out of you like water. You want your money to flow like water? I'm gonna need your worldview and your pitch and your elevator, all the things to flow like water. So go in there, do the big five, and the start your engine thing, and the afro, all of that. Work on that every day. With all, I don't really have time to do that. That's fine. Are you making tens of thousands of dollars a month? If not, we got to find the time. We're going to have to get up earlier or stay up later, because we can't go to the next level in the business unless you do this part, get this muscle. So I think I made my point. Now, so that's you. The next most important player we got to deal with is this algorithm. Okay. The algorithm has one job. They got one job. Because remember, the algorithm, they don't work for you. They work for Elon Musk, them. They work for Mark Zuckerberg, them. They work for all the people that own all these platforms. Okay. Larry Ellison, them. Now listen. Google's on by YouTube's on by Google. Y'all know that. The CEO of Google just got up and said, if y'all don't make some AI agents, go make you a business with an AI agent and hurry up and do that, you're going to get left behind about 20 months, 24 months. That's what he said. I didn't say it, but you can do what you want to do. So the algorithm has one job. They have designed the algorithm. Basically, a similar energy of what an AI agent is going to end up doing. It's just running code. We put the inputs in, and if this, then that. If this happens, then this is going to happen. If I see this pattern, then I'm going to do this. That's what the algorithm is doing. Okay? And so the job is to keep people on the platform, keep people watching, keep people scrolling, because the longer they stay on the platform, the more people get on the platform, the more they could charge for ads. Okay? So they want new users coming to the platform and starting sessions. And then they want existing users to stay on there longer and longer and longer, so that their numbers look good, so they can charge what they want to charge for those ads. That's it. That's all the algorithm cares about. Not studying you and what you got going on. I mean, there's some censorship happening, but it's not that deep yet. Okay. So the algorithm is going to push your content, give you more views, more shares, more reach, as long as it helps people to come on the platform and stay on the platform. Okay. The way that they measure that is how long does someone watch, or do they see it and then immediately jump off? How do we keep them from jumping off? The hooks. We actually did a whole session on that already. Y'all, we have to learn this skill. And y'all be like, oh my God, I can see that. I can do that. And then everybody put the notebooks down and went home. And where the hooks at? Where the hooks at? Where the social media posts at? So I'm going to fix that in our 30-day end of this challenge. We're going to do 30 days straight. I need y'all posting every day. But anyway, how long does someone watch your content? How much do they interact, engage? Did they like it? Did they comment? And most importantly, did they save it? And most importantly, did they share it? Okay. Third thing the algorithm cares about is your platform bounce rate. Do they leave the platform after they watch your video? Do they stay on there? So you need people to be sharing your content, engaging with it, and you need them to watch it longer. If the algorithm thinks you're doing a good job of that, it's going to put your content in front of more and more and more and more people. Why does that matter? Because remember, this is a video game. Just like social media is a game, entrepreneurship is a game. So level 1 is one-to-one. You're talking to people one-to-one. That's your net. What is my pitch? How do I show up? What do I care about? And what kind of people match that? You should be great at that. Then level 2, once you get a cadence, then you know how people want to show up. Now let's do it one-to-many. And the platforms and social media allows you to do that one-to-many. You get some momentum and it starts to work, and the algorithm knows. Now you got an engaged audience of people that are checking for you, and they're watching your content and they're sharing and they're learning something and all of that. Guess what? That's how you graduate to level 3, which is mastery. In level 2, that was your network. Level 3, network effects. Now we're going many to many. This is when other people that you don't know are seeing your content, hearing your message, because a piece of content is out there and somebody shared it and somebody shared it and somebody shared it and somebody shared it and somebody shared it. That's how you get to many to many. That's how you get other people sharing your narrative without you even being there. You at the house, you wake up and you got some money in your bank account. What happened? Your content did that. I need you guys to believe that this is possible for you. These people aren't smarter than you. They're not more intelligent than you. They're not more talented than you. They just learn how to use the thing. So let's get some clarity about who we serve and what we're doing and why it matters. Not your product. It's not the product. It's the narrative around and the experience that you build around the product. That's what you put on social media. Not here's my image, here's my product, want to buy it. Hey, 50% off, want to buy it. Hey, I got an event. Sign up, flyer here. Hey, look at my shoe. Hey, look at my purse. Look at my bag. Hey, want to buy it? Link in bio. No. Scroll, 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 scroll. No one cares. But can you create a narrative, an experience, an engagement around this product, service, or solution? I'm here for that. Oh, I learned something. You taught me something I didn't know. Oh, I never heard nobody say it like that before. Well, hold on. Why are you talking to me crazy? I kind of like this. I was just talking about that. Now, if you had a video about how you do assisted stretch, this is what I recommend to people when it's first time. If you're just now getting out of maybe you've been, kind of a stationary lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle. This is what I recommend. Send it to them so they can send it to the person that they were just having this conversation with. It takes on a life of its own when you have content. We got to be outside. It's not optional, you guys. If we want to get off the financial grid, we got to be outside in terms of showing up on social media and sharing our message. It can't just be based on what you can do alone, because it's capping your income. And most of y'all keep telling me I'm not making enough money. That's because it's capped. You only make money if you go and out of the 10 million people in the metro Atlanta area, you hope that you run into one that's not only willing to talk to you right now, but actually want to just pay you right now. Do you know how rare that is? Most people don't buy after the first time being exposed to something. They say it's up to 7 or 11 times. So, like, what kind of lotto ticket is this? What kind of lotto system is this that we're on? Why are we limiting our income like this? Because we don't want to get on social media, because we don't want to learn a new skill, learn how to figure it out. I mean, we had to learn English. If you play an instrument, you had to learn an instrument. You had to learn how to cook. You had to learn how to do hair. You had to learn. You didn't know until you went and learned it. We got to learn. Anyway, the algorithm, that's what they want. Passive viewers, I'm skipping them. They just want a dopamine hit. We ain't worried about them. But the active viewers is who we want, because they also want a dopamine hit, but it's different. They're potential buyers. So they're not here just for entertainment. They're looking for solutions, and they want tactical, practical things that they can immediately implement so they can relieve their pain points or whatever and go get something they can walk away with, a value that they can implement right now. Because the reason why I keep saying the same thing over and over is because you guys are not doing the thing that I told you. The ones who are, you hear them get on here like, oh my God, it's working. And I just got a new client. They re-signed. This is happening. This is happening. That's what I'm talking about. I want that for everybody. So your practical walk away for the day is do the big 5 every day. Don't give yourself an excuse to not do it. If you don't know how to do it, go back and listen to some replays, get into school. It's a lot of free stuff that's getting input in there every day. Just get in there and figure it out. And if you still got questions, send me a note. And like I said, hopefully you got access. If not, we'll figure it out. We'll do it in group coaching. That's what Thursdays are for. Thursdays at 6 and every day here at 2:00. Do the big 5. That is your walk away. That's going to give you the muscle and enough reps and enough people in your inner circle that you can activate, start to have these Afro conversations with. So we have enough data. Now we know what to talk about when we get on social, because that's the only way to get to level 2 of this video game. I need y'all to not be capped in your income. $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month is totally doable for you when you learn this skill. Okay. So your potential clients, they want something they can walk away with now, something that's going to give them value right now. Can I watch a video? Can I read something that you got? Take a little webinar from you or something, walk away, make this change, implement this thing that you're telling me, and see an improvement in my life or business. Can I do that? If the answer is yes, they're going to love it. They're locked in. They're going to save it. They're going to heart it. They might subscribe or follow you, whatever. They're telling the algorithm, send me more of this. If they're not getting that value from you, they're going to keep scrolling. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's figure this out. We could do this. Okay? So we want to be able to give people something that's valuable in our content and then have a very strong call to action to send them for the next step. If you like what you're hearing here, I need y'all in my school community. Because a lot of the questions that people trying to ask, I can't teach all this in an hour and a half. It's impossible. I'm here to retune, reprogram your mind so you stop thinking like people who don't make money and like an employee. Start thinking like an entrepreneur. And then when you're ready for the playbook, I'm giving you the playbook. Then if you need help to implement it, that's what we do in the school community. Okay. So if you make content that gives real value, and then you have a call to action, a free guide, a playbook, or a free session, or an assessment, a menu guide, a breakdown, and all, whatever it is that's going to give me an immediate value, not only will your potential customers share it, you'll become a resource that other people who are, professionals will also share. You know what? This is a great reference and a great resource, like other business owners will share when you become a real resource. Okay. So the more value that you put in your content, you need a hook on all these things that I teach you how to do, the more the algorithm is going to favor what you posted. And it's just that simple. You need those other people and the algorithm working for you. That's what we need. Nothing else really matters. Okay. Nothing else really matters. Now, if you can, how do we trigger emotion and curiosity? If you do that, that's how they'll watch the video. Then when they stay in the video or the piece of content and they get tactical solutions, they're going to like it, engage it, click it, subscribe it, share it with somebody, and watch the whole thing. And they're going to want to take another step with you. You want to take, so think of when you're on social media, that is your rented audience. Rented. Why do I say that? Because you don't control those platforms. They can shut you down tomorrow. They can shut down your account and you'll just be gone. You're renting attention over there. The job is, video game, to get them to come off of that platform and come onto into a community that you own, like your email list. Primarily, I'm talking about something that allows you to get somebody's email. So Substack counts only because you would have their email if they joined your Substack. If you don't have a way to communicate with them, they're just looking at you and watching you on the screen, you don't own that audience. You got to get them off of a rented platform onto an owned platform. Email list. And then you should be able to nurture and engage that community and have the feedback and the giving, receiving, and the one-on-one, the back and forth. And then some of those people will become customers, monetized. But it starts, you can rent their attention on these other platforms, okay? Now, two games going on here. One is awareness. The other one is conversion. So the first is we want to get as many people to put their eyeballs on what we're communicating as possible. So we need something engaging, emotionally engaging, a hook to keep them in there and to actually watch it. Then when they get there, there has to be enough value that's practical so that they watch the whole thing. And then we need a call to action that's compelling enough to say, man, that was really good. I want to take another step with them so that they come off the platform to one that you own. Go ahead, Tracy.
Is email more important than a phone number? And with the elephant diet, you mentioned using Google Sheets first, then taking it to Calendar, right? Taking it to Google Calendar, right?
Both. So I use the spreadsheet just so I could see it. However, you could visualize all the different categories of activity that you have. And they need to show up on your calendar. So I take it from the spreadsheet, put it on my calendar, and create an alarm, an alert, so that 10 o'clock it goes off. I look at my calendar. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing this thing. And then I go do that thing. Even like the way we treat an appointment, go to the dentist, everything that's important to getting your business going forward should also be on your calendar. So The spreadsheet just helps you to visualize it. There's other ways to do it. I have a whole course on elephant diet coming this week in school 2.0, so that'll break that down. The first part of your question was, yes, email is better than phone number, because if I don't know you, I'm not answering the phone. People do well with the text messages, but it's give or take. The still to this day, research has shown that email consistently outperforms in terms of conversion over social media or other forms of contact. So yeah, email list. Okay, you can actually make 6, 7, 8, 9 figures doing the stuff that I'm talking about, you guys. Getting their attention, get awareness, grabbing their attention, and they hold it long enough for them to watch the whole video or read the whole piece of content instead of just scrolling by. Then they actually get some value out of that. They like, comment, save it, subscribe or follow you, and maybe even share it with somebody else. Beautiful. Now, then if you go even further and they got so much value that you're like, well, there's more where that came from. Join me over here in my school community, and they go look for the link and they go and come off the platform. Now you're really winning. That's a step towards conversion. Okay. But I am the reason why I'm teaching the social media mastery course and doing all of that is because the individual tactics and strategies for how to do this is different depending on which platform you're on. YouTube versus LinkedIn versus, Facebook, Instagram, like that. So I'm not talking about being an entertainer and trying to be an influencer and trying to build a big million plus whatever. That's cute, but no, I'm talking about showing up, capturing attention. They stick with you through the whole thing. They get some value. Now they want to follow you off the platform. Turning social media into the way that you get leads. That's what I'm talking about. You got to learn this skill so that you always have new people coming in, asking for you, checking for you, looking for you, wanting to buy something from you by mastering your social media and how you show up. Okay, so that's how we use the algorithm. We get our relationship with ourselves together. That's going to give us all the content you need. You shouldn't be asking me, well, I don't know what to post. If you give me the raw material, I can run it through the system that I'm going to teach inside the course, and you'll know what to post. It won't be no question. My thing just gave me my entire year's worth of Instagram yesterday. All of it. Done. I'm like, this is amazing. I can go outside and do what I want to do. Like, it didn't take all that. And then I'm going to level up. Now I'm going to make sure all my hooks and all my not hooks, I have my hooks. All my titles are where they need to be. Then I'm going to level up from there and make sure that my images are doing whatever. There's levels to it. But you don't have to sit here and struggle. I don't know what to post. You know why you don't know what to post? Because you don't know who you're talking to. You don't have no clarity about your worldview, your concept. But once you have that, give me the raw materials. We could put it in this thing, and we're going to beat the algorithm every time. And we're going to get these people who are checking for you and looking for you and need what you have and bring them off the platform into your list. And they're going to start converting for you. You're going to make money. Okay. You just are. And you're going to be recommended. You're going to become something that people have enough confidence in to recommend you. If people are not recommending you and you feel like, well, they know what I do, but they don't. I'm telling you, this is a sign. Don't take it personally. That means that something that you're doing is making them not want to lend you their social capital. So you have to figure out what kind of resistance, what kind of friction is in your process that doesn't make it a no-brainer for people to say, oh my God, you need to call her, you need to work with him, you need to do this, you need to do that. You just got to take it as feedback from the marketplace instead of getting offended. We got to rise. We got to become the version of us that has people flowing to us easily. It's got to be very easy to lean in and work with you, not like a challenge or a problem. Okay. So if you have a business, you got products and services you're ready to sell, I'm talking about using social media to convert all that energy. Okay. Because you can and you must. So, number one, everything we're doing is we're targeting and we're intentionally posting, not just to post, not posting just to say I did it, not posting for likes and all of that. We want to share content that engages these potential buyers and speaks to their pain points. How would you know what those pain points are? because you should have been talking to at least 50 to 100 humans and having real conversation. You know what one of my other coaches told me to do? And I was like, whoa, that's a lot. But that's why he made about $30 million last year on social media. So it's on my calendar, elephant diet tonight while I'm chilling, watching my movies. I need to catch up on some TV shows. I'm going to do what he told me to do. And what he said was, dog, you've been coaching. How long have you been doing this? I don't know, child. He said, most of the time when you coach, how do you keep records of it? Or I said, well, when I'm on Zoom, I use Zoom because it's just the settings are there. So it automatically records all my sessions. I don't put people business out. I don't post it or anything. Unless, somebody gives you permission or whatever. But, I have all of them recorded or whatever. He was like, okay, you need to go get 100 of your conversations with clients. Pull down the audio or the video, whatever you got. Get the transcript and run it through. He didn't say, but you know how I say, your GPT of choice. Run it through your bougie GPT. And he gave me some prompts and some things put in there. He said, tell it to tell you all the patterns from all these sales conversations that you had. I'm like, well, I got more than 100. He was like, start with 100. First of all, just do what I'm telling you to do. I said, okay. He said, no, put it in there and watch it tell you all the patterns of stuff. Then based on that master document, he said, you can now, because I told him that I made this thing yesterday. I'm so excited. Like all my little frameworks and all stuff I'm teaching y'all. Now I have it's not quite built, but it's custom GPT. So it's trained on my framework, then it take all my raw data and then it'll boot and create like topics and hooks and this and that. So I don't have to think so hard when it's time to get on social media. He said, take the transcript though, that master file, and tell your chat GPT thing to look for all the patterns and the themes and and then use your new tool. Your content is literally going to jump off the page. It's oh my gosh, she's in my head, is what it's going to feel like. And I was like, oh, this is okay. He said, when the next time your client tells you, oh, I don't know what to sell, I'm not sure how to package this and how to do this and how to do that. He said, you could tell them to do something similar. And in my line, I always say, oh, they're not going to do it. Ha. I was just joking. Somebody's going to do it. Somebody on this phone is going to make millions of dollars because y'all are listening. He was like, no, seriously, like you don't have to try to figure out like, what should I sell? What should my product be? How do I do this? Have you been talking to humans? Some people have not. But if you talk to 50 or 100 humans, have you been keeping records of said conversations? I told y'all for years, like the best salespeople that I know, they said that they take their voice recorder in every sales conversation. They do it discreetly. It's not to play it on TV somewhere. It's for your records. You should have a recording basically of every time you had an Afro method conversation with somebody, every time you have, just kind of casually, anytime you interface with the public and they're telling you, I like this, I want this, I love this about your product, I got da. You should have that language, the exact language, what they said, what they like, what they need, what they want, what they don't understand, what they're frustrated about, what they wish they had, what they struggle with. You should have that language. Take said language and now let these people work for you. They done built all this stuff. Don't let it be said that they're destroying the environment and replacing all the jobs and putting people on government assistance and making a whole population a ward of the state. And you didn't take advantage and use these tools to make you some money so you and your family could be okay, so you can get out the way and you can help your community. Don't let that be said. Get the records. If you've been doing the work, if you've been doing the big five, take the records from that, put it through the GPT. You can take the transcripts from what I'm teaching every day and say, do it like this. She said to do it like this, do it like this. And here go the people, this is what it said. Can you do this for what patterns do you see? What product should I be selling? What do you recommend? Let it give you a strategy, not just based on nothing. You can't just be, okay, I want to start a business, GPT. What should I do? He don't know. You got to train it. You know what I'm saying? But if you've done the work, you have real inputs to give. And now that becomes a tool. That is the proper use of AI. That's now Clara got something to work with. She can teach y'all how to use AI, but you don't have nothing to put in there. It's going to give you all this generic stuff. You're like, oh, ChatGPT gave me this amazing business strategy. Then you're going to put that in the closet with all these notes from this, and you still not going to do nothing. You're still not going to make no money. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. We don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be stuck. So, number one, be on target. Everything you post, because you have talked to enough humans, everything you post will be right on target. Exactly what they want to hear, exactly what they're talking about, exactly what they're frustrated about, and it'll fit and it'll be set up, structured. If you use my tool with the hooks, already built in there, the curiosity loop already built in there, the mini hooks throughout so they don't jump off after 3 minutes. They're going to keep watching all the way to the end. Everything you need, exactly how to write scripts that keep people watching all the way to the end. Turn that into a LinkedIn post, turn that into something to go on Substack, turn that into the carousel thing to go on Instagram, turn that into a real script that's 60 seconds and 90 seconds. Boop, 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 done. I've got in this course, you can sit down on one day out of the month and record, even if you're doing videos, and sit there and do the thing. And by the time you have all this prep work done, when you sit down, you record everything for that whole month. Then I'm telling you all the tools. I've tried them all. Run it through Riverside, run it through here, get your captions like this, do it like that. It'll chop it up for you to do all the stuff for you. You can be done. One day, schedule it, done. Now sit back and watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Your phone ringing, email list popping, then you got your emails set up. Don't you want to know how to automate your emails? So when they hit your list, then what happens? In addition to our every Friday, little blurb, little inspirational quote or whatever, where's the welcome sequence? All the things that you need should be automated. Your schedule keeps you on track. Oh, it's Saturday. I gotta go make my content for the month, for the week. You know what I'm saying? Get that done. Boop, done. Now what? Moving on. We're moving on. Now you can go play on Canva and play behind. Now you got to go work on other stuff because you got clients and money coming in. It's money. Now you can pay to upgrade your tools and stuff because you know what I'm saying? You got, but if you don't start the engine and start talking to humans, then there's nothing to put in the thing. If you don't put it in the thing, it doesn't go. You see what I'm saying? So this is not like it's not an intellectual exercise. This is not just something cute to say like, oh yeah, I want to build my business. No. We actually have to do these things every day. And then the next thing builds on the last thing you did, and so forth and so on. So not just viewers, but your ideal clients will be like, oh my God, can you send me more information about that? They'll be commenting, the little, put the comment, and then you have that automation set up so it automatically send them the thing that they asked for. Then that will be amazing. And then they'll be like, okay, what's the next step? You can have a real business, y'all. Making actual money on purpose. We could do this. Okay. So we want to make sure that everything you post is on target and share worthy, which is what is encoded when you start moving like this. Okay. Number two, make sure that it's appealing to a big enough market. Okay. So as many people as possible, especially who are interested or anyway adjacent to your niche, your industry, what you do, they should know who you are. And again, it's not for everybody, but everybody in your industry should know who you are, should start seeing your content, should start hearing your message. Oh, such and such watches him. They should start sending this stuff to the husband. Oh, you need to look at this. Oh, I told you we need to stop eating all this sugar. Look, right. Oh, we were just talking about blah, 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 blah. It should start coming from you. You should become that authority. You should become the thing that people are now sharing and sending to their friend and their grandmama and stuff like that. Okay. And then make sure that you're mastering the skill of communication. So simple words, simple frames, no more than sixth grade language. We're not here to be deep. We're here to be understood. No jargon, no technical fluff. And then we're offering very tactical keys that people could take away, something that they wouldn't have known before they talked to you, something they could immediately go and implement. Walk away value with every post. If you start doing that with every post, I need this, I'm saving this, I'm subscribing to this, I'm following her. Every time she drops, it's a word. I need this, whatever that is. I could send it to somebody. I could implement this. Like my coach, the reason why I paid him $6,000, and this is just YouTube now, 6,000. It's because his videos, the free stuff, it is so great. Like he just be talking fast. I think I talk fast. He just be blah, 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 blah. But if you sat there and actually did what this man said, just the free stuff, you would be ahead of 99% of the people. That's kind of what I'm giving y'all here. Okay, because if you make this identity shift and it's like, all right, I'm cool. I'm not living in fear. I'm not stuck in my old limitations. I'm ready to do something. It's like, now what do I do? And I'm like, great, do the big 5. Ready? Go. I'm telling you exactly what to do. I'm saying I'm not just here to motivate you. This is the play. Go run this play. Do it like this. And then you know what you're going to run into? Yourself. It's like, oh my God, I got to talk to people. I don't even know this many people. Da, da, da. That's all right, because this is how you go find some people. Let's turn on the social media engine. Let's do it. Oh, but I don't know what to say. It's in the big 5. It's a fractal system. You can't, there's nothing everything you need is right here. It's right here. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. So you can literally take this, take the notes, go back, listen to the replay, and run these plays and go and make you some money. You really literally could. But if you need it faster, you need more help, you need the implementation, all that. That's the only reason I even have the little paywalls and stuff, because I don't have time. So I need to do that for the people who are locked in. But can somebody watch your content right now, make a change today, do a recipe today, do an exercise today, do something today that's going to improve their situation? Do you have content like that? Do you have a body of work out there like that? If you do, you're winning. They're going to save it. They're going to follow. They're going to share it. They're going to come back. They're going to subscribe. If you don't have that, you're losing at the game of social media, because it's just a game. It's not a judgment. You either win or you lose. Okay. So here's the checklist. Before you post anything, ask yourself this. Now, I got some people who they're going to watch the replay, but there's some people who are going to need this. And tomorrow I can't go back and do this because I just did it today. Like it's too much. It's too much. So when people get ready, it'll be behind the thing in the social media mastery, but I'm literally giving it to you now. So here's a checklist before you post anything. Would my ideal customer share this with another ideal customer? And y'all already know a lot of the stuff that y'all be posting is not for somebody. They would never share it. Why would they share it? They kind of confuse themselves. Why would they send it to somebody else so they could be confused? So would your ideal customer share this with another ideal customer? Is this content valuable specifically to people in my target segment? Okay, we're not worried about just the random passive viewers. I'm talking about the people who are looking for what you have to offer as your product, service, or solution. Is it valuable to them? Did I explain it so simply that a 4th grader could understand it? And can somebody walk away from this and implement it today? This is your checklist. I have trained my AI to run all the content through this checklist. Before, don't send me no script idea, no hook, no topic list, nothing, if it doesn't check these boxes. If not, back to the drawing board. Do it again. Because I need it, when it hits that platform, to already be encoded to do well on that platform. So that's before we even get into the nuance of each, Instagram versus LinkedIn, like that. I'm talking about overall. You think you have a good idea, but is it though? Is this a good idea for my social? Should I post this? This is how we know. We got to be intentional. Okay. If you cannot answer yes to all 4 of these questions, go back, redo it. Okay. Now, I just put you on game. I just showed you how to change your perspective around social media. But here's the problem. We know what the algorithm wants. We know what active users are looking for. We know what to do to win. And there's so much more nuance. But I'm going to get y'all ready for this 30-day sprint. Got 15 days to get you ready for the game. Okay? So why don't people just go out here, okay, woo, now I know what to do, and hang up and y'all go do your social media for the week? I already know that's not necessarily going to happen. Why is that? A lot of times, people who have really great stuff, amazing ideas, a worldview, something really powerful to share with the world, they get out there, they might try social media for a couple of days and quit, or they do it for a couple of weeks and, I need a break. Or they, they're posting just to post, but it's not really cutting through the noise. But showing up on social media requires you to become, again, someone you've never been before. And this process, the reason why she called the book Becoming, I don't know. I haven't even watched the documentary. Let me know if it's good. But the reason why becoming does not feel like growth, it actually feels like death, because there's a falling away of the part of you that you've been holding on to that does not serve you where you're headed. Okay. So you're looking for expansion and bliss and love and synchronicity and, you know, just things just falling out the sky and all this kind of stuff. Because they kind of played us with that whole, when The Secret was popular and all this kind of stuff. You know, people looking for breakthroughs and all type of stuff. But no, 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 no. We're going into a cocoon. You used to be a caterpillar, and now you're going into cocoon. Well, you know, caterpillars are fuzzy. They got all type of stuff that they can't use in the cocoon. They got to let that go. So it's going to feel like friction. It's going to feel like, wait a minute, as soon as I start moving in this direction, now weird stuff is happening in my life. Now my people, what is happening? Life starts, it feels like life starts lifing because you're shaking, you're moving to another frequency. Things are getting, friction is starting. So if you don't get prepared for that, you'll mistake this period of transformation. You'll say, oh, I must be doing something wrong. It must be me. And you start second guessing yourself and get in your head. And you can't do that. We have to drop down to the heart state. Also in the resource list is the required viewing for everybody in this group. I talked about you can't tap into your flow of genius. All of these great ideas and all these hooks and things that are going to show up on social media and just immediately go crazy. We're not talking about going viral. I'm talking about people jumping off the platform, following you and paying you some money. You can't tap into that zone of genius if you get in your head about, oh my God, I don't know what's happening in my life and things are weird and and you spend all your energy there. You got to get down to this heart space. And only when you're embodying this energy of abundance does the brain kick in the zone of genius so you can do what you need to do. So you don't have time to live over there. You got to let that old stuff fall off of you, and it's going to feel like a little bit of chaos at first. Okay, so you post your video, 15 views, post another one, 12 views, post another one, 9 views. And you're like, oh my God, this is not working. I'm not good at this. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not meant to do it. As soon as you get in your head about it, you cut the power off. So I need you to think about it differently. When you first start out, your brain is going to experience like an erosion, like a falling away, like that old identity. Okay? Because your brain is designed for efficiency. Remember, this is neuroscience. So you build identity through repetition. How you show up, what you believe is based on how you've shown up over and over and over and over and over. So your achievements, your accomplishments, anything that you've experienced in your life as the version of you before, that's who your brain is now wired to operate as. So when you come in and you put in a new program for your whole life before, I'm the person who stays private. You know, I don't really put myself out there. I stay back here and do this over here. I work behind the scenes. Now your brain is telling you, or now you're telling your brain, okay, we got to become this other person, somebody new. I'm the one who has to show up publicly. I'm the face of the brand. I'm creating the content. I'm being visible. I'm putting the whole brand out here. So I could build a community around this work and a narrative around this work so that every time my product shows up, every time I show up, every time my name comes up, people ready to do something. Because that's where the money resides. Your brain is going to be like, no, chap, no. Why? Because your brain's primary job is to keep consistent with your old identity. So if you start loosening that, your brain is reading it as a threat. You're going to start panicking. It's going to feel weird. You're like, I'm losing my motivation. I'm self-sabotaging. I feel blocked. I feel confused. Like all of that. That's why I don't talk about motivation. I got a word for that. Somebody people don't feel motivated. How much motivation do we need? How much more do we have to play in our face before you feel motivated? Go ahead, Tracy.
That's craziness. Yeah, I don't want people to know I'm trying. That was always my thing. Like, I don't want people to say, like, oh, she's trying or not. They're not going to say that. Like, who does she think she is? Like, I don't want people to think I'm thirsty, I'm trying. So in case I don't succeed or if I pivot, then they're going to be like, well, girl, I told you need to get a job. Or girl, are you making any money right now? Like look at your age, or you always into something. Like,
it's just, yeah, it's like, you mentioned Michelle Obama's book, which a beautiful title, Becoming. But the title that always speaks to me is Barack Obama's first book, which is, well, I think it's his second book, The Audacity of Hope. That's what trying feels like. Who gave you the audacity to hope that something could be different than it is today? So that's the part that always scares me.
So beautifully said, because we don't do hope and we're not trying. See, y'all think I'm crazy. Like, I'm literally saying, this is neuroscience. If you focus your attention and intention on becoming this version of you, and do not allow any other narrative, any other energy, any other frequency to hold space, it has to happen. This is how our reality gets created. It's not, I hope, and I'm trying, and we're gonna see. And in light of that, if you can get that, settled in your own heart and your own spirit, your relationship with yourself, right? Then when you go out and talk to people, if I were you, this is what I would do. I would literally say, hey, I'm building my financial freedom. I've been an artist. I've been floating around for a long time. You guys know that. And now I'm focused on a path. And so I got to talk to people and see kind of what you think and get some feedback. I'm going to take those ingredients and I'm building my future. You want to be part of that? Can I have a conversation with you? Let me tell you what I'm working on right now. Let me just get your feedback. So you go ahead and position it as, for them, they could say, oh, she's trying something again. I don't care what they have to say. Why do I care what they think? Keep watching. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe it, just watch. But you could say it in a way that you address that out the gate for those, whether that's friends or family members or whomever that might be thinking that or feeling that. You could say that. You could be like, I've been a free spirit. I've lived many lives, and now I'm ready to build this. And in so doing, let me talk to you about what I'm building. I would love your feedback, because right now I'm getting in the swing of this. This is new for me, but your feedback is going to help me every step of the way. So if they care enough to have something to say, they can have that conversation with you. But you can take the sting out of it by just saying it like that. Just say it. This is the story, the part of the story I'm on right now. This is new for me. It's uncomfortable for me, but just keep watching. Thank you for even, just have this conversation with me. This will be so helpful to me. Thank you. And you diffuse it, just by acknowledge it and just diffuse it and go on. You don't have time to be worried about that and be in your head about it. You know what I mean? Just embody it, own it, move on. Include it in your narrative. Take the power out of it.
Okay.
Yep. So who you are when no one's watching is going to determine your outcomes. I'm gonna let y'all go Sunday. I really wanted to do kind of a planning session where we kind of plan our week and stuff like that. But like I said, we're not ready. So we're gonna do 15 days to get ourselves together. I need you to be doing the big 5 every day. Every day, every day. And so from that place, you're gonna be in a much stronger position to do some of these challenges and some of the assignments, if you will, that I give you guys. So just know that it's normal. You start with high belief, 0 results, because you're starting something new. So it's not for somebody to see, because where did your idea come from? You can't see that. You can't see it yet. When you plant a seed in the ground, it goes down before it comes up. So anybody who's looking for it right now, you need to diffuse that and possibly get away from them. And the way to diffuse it, we just talked about, but you don't allow that to take space in your mind right now. Take root in your mind. You got to keep this planted in your mind. No weeds here, because the weeds will choke it out before it grows. Okay. So high belief, 0 results. You're excited, you're posting, you start showing up the first day, first week, maybe nothing happens. Because the algorithm don't know you ain't been showing up. So the algorithm, it takes some time. You might be shadow banned. I don't know. People not used to seeing like this. Now you got to go to the 7-Eleven for it. They need 7 hours of time with you. They need 4 different ways that they're engaging you, seeing you, credibility, 4 different platforms or whatever. And they need 11 different times to like know who you are, remember what you got going on. So you know how you don't see everybody's post in your feed every day? they're not going to see your post every single day. So you got to give the same people enough content to see you at least 11 times before you can come back to me and tell me, oh, it's not working. And it's not going to take that long, y'all. It's not, because it's going to be encoded. The other thing is the algorithm has switched so that they're not necessarily showing your post to people who you know as much as they are showing your post to people who are interested in the thing, the very clear message that you have in the content. And that could be people you never heard of. The algorithm is serving it up to them. So they're going to see you, and they're going to see you again, and they're going to see you again. And if it's every time it's hit and it's on point, they're going to hit like, they're going to hit engage, they're going to do whatever. So your job is to show up and be on point and have that clarity that jumps off the screen, jumps off the page. And you can't be so unsteady, so easily shaken in your new identity that as soon as you post two times and nothing happens, then you falling off the wagon again. Okay, it's really important. So deep down, you have to be anchored in this new identity. Nobody can do that for you. Nobody can do that for you. You got to feel good about this work. Refuse to step out of your bedroom in the morning out of the bathroom until you can deal with this anxiety and come from a place of abundance and feeling like, physically feeling in your body like everything is everything. And you go out here and work the plan. It's not based on what you see. It's based on the fact that this is neuroscience. This is quantum physics. It has to shift. The reality around you must shift to match your new energy if you don't change the thermostat. You don't be like, oh, it's still cold in here. I changed the thing and I don't feel nothing. What are you talking about? It has to do the thing. It needs some time. There's a delay. Let the universe, let the universe cook, y'all. We gotta hold it. We gotta hold the energy long enough. Then we gotta run the play. That's the big 5. And I need you to start your engines. Go do that. Go do that. If you need help doing that, let's go to the school, the Dollhouse 2.0. Let's get ourselves together. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. So anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspectives, or personal story time before I go? Because I didn't intend to be on here this long today. Go ahead. Hey, Claire.
Hello, how you doing? Been team no sleep, working on my stuff. Me and my GPT. You know, I don't use chat, but we had our good come to Jesus moment. Worked on, got clarified a lot of things, and so I just been up. Haven't been asleep, literally, and I think I've been up 24 hours straight. But I slept from when I got my procedure done, but feeling better, just trying to press forward in spite of. But I wanted to do work on the week or plan a week, or at least help with just the beginnings part, and then I can continue it. So I'm got all my new stuff for school, my new stuff for LinkedIn. I'm working on that now, and I'm gonna use a different my different email address for the school, so that way it'll just go for the academy email and for that. So just worked on that and just had a good clear, confirmation and just clarity. But I definitely still have to work on the that's part I still have to work on, is like planning planning the week and everything.
Yes. We need it. It's a big important part of us being able to hold the weight of this new life that we're building. It's not gonna just happen. If we leave it to default, it's going to default back to the old life, where we didn't have what we wanted. And we got to build something new. Go ahead, Tracy. Glad you're here. Thanks for sharing, Clara. I'm glad you're here. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you too, Clara. And thank you for sharing your information, Clara, because I definitely, I want to connect with you and get some work done together. What I wanted to ask, Doll, is 2 things. One is, when intuition speaks and you don't take heed of it right away, and more intuition is coming all the time, what is your understanding of going back to something that it told you to do prior? What's the time need? How do you work through that?
The place is always here. The time is always now. Some things have windows, seasons attached to them. And some things are evergreen. But typically when something keeps coming back to you, it's evergreen, meaning like, yeah, we need to do this thing. It's like double dutch. It's like, nope, I need you to jump in here. Okay, you didn't do it. Okay, nope, I'm saying, like, for real, come on. Like, it's usually that 9 times out of 10. Some things, again, are seasonal. And that's, if you missed the window, okay, fine. But most of the time it's evergreen. There's some version of it, or the way where you are now, there's a version of it that you still need to do now.
Yeah, it takes a lot of audacity to follow intuition. So I guess that's where I'm kind of feeling it out. The other question is, for me, with the things that you said today, my thing with social media, the things that I feel like I'm missing is the punchline. Like the punchline and my videos are too long. So, and there's a lot going on in every video. I feel like the videos are good, yet there's too much going on. So, and I do have a punchline, but I think I take too long to get to the punchline, or the punchline is within a 2 hour, an hour and a half, 40-minute video. So there's a lot that goes into that video. So I'm trying to figure out, what do you suggest for those type of situations?
Most people who are winning on social are running from a script. Even if it looks like they're talking off the top of their dome, they've planned their content. So particularly if you're going live, if you're going to be talking, even for 60, 90 seconds, they have a script for that. Because you literally want to intentionally make sure that your hook, the topic, the takeaway that they're going to get, the format, you're supposed to show up with a similar format on every video. All of these things matter when it comes to retention, when it comes to the algorithm doing the thing. So I suggest that, well, inside the social media mastery, there's an exact format for how to write a script if you're doing, long form content. But also the other week, I know that we went through, maybe the other day as well, we've done it more than once, how to do the hooks. And I think it's in the resource guide. If it's not, I'll make sure it's there, because I've taught this a couple of times. We have to intentionally plan the hook and the key takeaways before we hit record, before we start.
Okay, so you're suggesting that we have a script. Well, how about the authenticity part, or the feeling like being different? I mean,
being different from what?
Someone, no, somebody without it. But I hear what you're saying, because you have a script, but you don't use it to read off of. You use it to stay on track and navigate where the conversation should go and points that you should address. So I guess I need to combine yeah, I think that would work well, because sometimes I catch myself trying to think. And I think that's the reason why my topics be everywhere, because I cannot get back to the main topic because I probably forgot about the.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's just reinforcing what I'm saying, you guys, and this is for everybody. I'm inviting you to be a part of a group of people who are using technology to make tens of thousands of dollars a month. I'm talking 10, 50, 100,000 money. You just wake up and somebody, bling, oh, I forgot about it. I was even selling that. Somebody went on a video from 2 years ago and they just sent some money. Like, we should not be having money problems. And that sounds like ridiculous to say, but it's not when you learn these skills. And my challenge, the smarter my people are, my challenge is to get them to get out of their head and stop telling me that they're an artist and they don't want to do all, they want to be free. This is what people say to me. I just want to be able to flow with spirit, and spirit is not telling me to do it like this. Well, spirit ain't going down to Truist and making no bank account deposits. I'm telling you how people move who have steady income coming in from social media. They're all using scripts. They're all planning their content ahead of time. They have the points of what they want to say. Most of them are hiring editors and doing all the rest of that. I'm telling you, before you get to that part, you can show up like this. And the people that you think are being extemporaneous and off the dome, most of them have practiced and planned what they were going to say. If it's nothing but on a napkin and a scratch with a pencil, they know what they're going to say in the video. Comedians write their material. It sounds like they just talking, but they wrote this, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to be professionals, meaning we want to get paid intentionally on purpose on the schedule. Not amateurs. The difference between an amateur and a professional, amateurs don't get paid. They just, I'm talented, I'm outside, and they're waiting for somebody to discover them. Professionals get paid. They know how much money they're going to make. They do the thing. They do it the same way every time. If I come and see you as a comedian, or I come see a video of yours today and you were on point, and I was like, this is amazing. Woo, I love this. Then I come back the next day and you rambling. Guess what's going to happen the third day? I'm not coming back. Because you're competing with everybody else on the platform that I saw you on. You're competing with everybody on all the other platforms that I have on my phone. You're competing with my whole life and the babies and everybody running around and whatever else I got to do. You're competing with my school, my job, my this, my that, my past, you know, my ex, whatever's going on in my life. You're competing with HBO. You're competing with Netflix. So you have to be on point every time. It can't be, well, I heard him when I saw him in St. Louis. I heard him and he was so funny. Oh my God. And then I went and saw him in Cincinnati and it was all right. You can't build a fan base like that. You have to be on point every time. How do you do that? You have a plan. And yes, I said script. So we got to start moving like professionals out here. If we want professional money, it's not about, in other words, social media started as something where, like Instagram, right? You just put your little pictures, Facebook, we put our little pictures and our little stuff that we got going on in our life. And isn't that cute? And we shared it with our mom and them and our cousin and them. And that's how we kept up with each other. I'm not talking about that. This is not just a place, just a journal that you share with the world. That's not what we're doing. We are learning how to intentionally show up and give somebody a window into this world that we're building that makes them want to take a step and come with us into this world. We have to be very consistent and very professional and very reliable in so doing, so that every time they come, they get an experience. Every time they come, it's a word, because otherwise you break the 7 C's of social capital. M equals C7. That's the same as E equals MC squared. It means your concept, your first iteration of your content, now you go have conversations with people so you could tweak that content. Then you turn it into a cadence where you show up like this all the time. Now you get everything else is above the line. Now you should be getting, people should have confidence that every time I show up, every time I click on a video, every time I see her speak, every time I hear her, every time I read a post, it's going to be on point. I have confidence in that. So much so that I will lend you my social capital. I'll tell somebody else, I'll share it with somebody else. But if I share, that happened to me one time. There's somebody, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, this is hilarious. You got to watch this guy. This is so funny. And I went and showed it to my fiance, and he wasn't on point. I couldn't find the original video that I saw of him. So I'm trying to find one that's funny. And we clicked 2 or 3 of them. And it was like, oh, that was okay, whatever. So guess what? I never been on this page since. You have to be on point. It's not like just off the dome like that. That's so you can find it. Once you find it, you got to create structure around it, or it's going to float back off into the ether where it came from. And you can't build a business like that.
Okay, say less. That's damn, that's deep. First, I do stand up too. So I get that. And I definitely wrote a script when I did stand up. And I'm someone that, first of all, they always say in a yoga class, teach the class that you would want to take. Mm-hmm. Sometimes even my classes, I'm like, dang, Tracy, that's so hard. That's not a class somebody else would want to take. But when I think about comedy, I do not like watching comics that are off the rip. It's something that I do not like. Like, mm-hmm. I like well-scripted comedians, mm-hmm. but it doesn't, it looks like they're off on the rip, but it's so well-scripted. It's like magical.
Right.
And something that I adore. I adore that in a Jamie Foxx, in a Will Smith, in a Chris Rock for sure. That's why sometimes I wasn't so into Dave Chappelle. I people say he's the bomb. I still haven't gotten into the way I want to, but I hear he's really good. but definitely, what's his name? That Kevin Hart. Maybe he does it now, but back in the day, his stuff all felt like it was off the top of his head. Just had a like, I wasn't feeling that. I didn't feel safe, and it wasn't something that I wanted to return to. But these other people, it was something that I just knew they had me. It was like bars in a song. I knew they were going to bring what they said 30 minutes ago back again. It was just magical. So I see what you're saying. I do need to address people's nervous system and then respect their time, because a 2 hour and 30 minutes.
Come on. Now you're talking. So see, that's how somebody making $10, $20, $50,000 a month would approach their audience though. You see what I'm saying? This is the identity shift that I'm talking about. It's not, you're no longer just focused on you and what makes you comfortable. You're showing up prepared for this audience of, 1,000 people, 10,000 people who are checking for you. You're showing up for that corporation that you want to write a check to sponsor you doing this around the world. They have to have a level of confidence. Every time she hit the stage, every time she get on that video, it's going to be like it's supposed to be. That's what people pay money for, what they can predict. If they can't predict it, they're not writing no checks.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Absolutely. That was a great question. Anybody else? Happy Sunday, y'all. I mean, if you want to know how I plan my week, I'm happy to do that, but I was trying to let y'all go.
I'd like to know.
She would like to know. Okay, so here we go. So the elephant diet, the time method, TIME. So what we're doing, the phrase, the old saying, I don't even know if they say this anymore, but back in the day, they used to say, how do you eat an elephant? The answer is one bite at a time. So anytime you have something really big that you want to do, a big change you want in your life, a big thing you want to implement, or whatever that is, you don't think of the big thing because it's too big. You're going to be like, oh, I can't do it. And it goes back to all these identity issues that I've been talking about all day. So instead of doing that, you break it down to its smallest elements. And then those elements need to show up on your calendar. And so that's what I call the elephant diet. It is, we broke it down to the smallest elements. And then we make sure that we schedule time for those elements on our calendar. The same way you have an appointment, got to pick up the kid from school, you got to go to the dentist. You need to big five. When are you going to do that? And it's 5 pieces. So we break it down even further, because it probably, if you do the whole thing, it might take you, 90 minutes, might take you 2 hours if you're really having real conversations, 4 or 5 conversations every day. Okay. But when on your calendar, starting tomorrow, and that's how I use the spreadsheet. I guess I could pull it up. See if I do that while I'm talking. But anyway, when on your calendar are you going to work on your 5-star pitch? That should be on your, you know what I'm saying? It should be on your schedule somewhere. When are you going to?
You do a visual?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. But I'm talking through the big 5 right now. So when are you going to?
I was going to ask, what is your definition of work on? Is it like, I'm going to dedicate 10 minutes, 30 minutes? Or am I practicing it in front of family, practicing it in the mirror, recording it? What is your definition of practicing?
Ooh, y'all just want a whole part 2 session right now. Let me see what I can do for you. For those of you who are streaming, and anybody got to jump off, I understand, but I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to get your week together, because we got to do it. We got to do it. Okay. Okay, here we go. 1 second. First things first, let me start with what I'm referencing. Let's just, for the sake of this example, we're going to say that what we have to do is the big 5. Okay. This is like priority, what I need to get done this week. And I'm going to show you what to do with that information. Okay. Boom. Okay, we got this. You're also going to need my color-coded elephant diet that I'm referencing. Hold on. Keep the questions coming, you guys. I mean, seriously, we don't have time. It's no more time. No more time. Here we go. Mm-hmm. And there we go. Okay, so I should be able to pull this up for you as we talk through it. Okay. Okay. Why is it? Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So y'all, thank you for bearing with me. Now, how do I plan my week? This is where we begin. Let me make sure that everybody can see. If you're on stream, let me do this for you. Yes. Here we go. And then for my Zoom, here we go, Zoom. Hopefully by tomorrow, this will all be on one screen, so I won't have to find everything twice. Okay, here we go. So if you are planning your week, and let's say, okay, Doll been telling us what I need to do, and I'm going to get myself together, and I'm going to do what I need to do. See, I'm sharing the wrong thing. Let's do it again. Nope. 1 second, y'all. Delete. Okay. Add a scene. We're sharing a screen. It doesn't like what I'm doing right now. It's very unhappy with me. The people ask, we're going to get the people what they want. Let's do it this way. Okay, here we go. Window. I'm sharing a resource guide that I've opened that shows you exactly what the big 5 is, which I need y'all to look at that first. So let me see how to make sure you can see that. Boom. 5 daily activities. Yes. Okay. Yes. Are you seeing it? No.
Not your beautiful picture, but nothing yet.
My goodness. What is going on here? Okay, 1 second. I'm looking at it, so that means it's possible. We can do this. It's doing everything except what I'm telling it to do. Okay, let's do it like this then. New window. Five. Boom. Okay, let's get into the 5 activities. This should work. If it don't work, then I'm just gonna start talking because I don't know what's going on. Resource list.
Did you choose the window? Because you have two monitors.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Y'all can see it now. All right. And then for my streamers, thank y'all for being patient over there.
Go AI specialist, Claire.
Let me see. There we go. 5 a day. All right. It wasn't that difficult. Here we go. All right. So it says, let's say we got to get these 5 things done. And Doll said, I got to get it done. When am I going to get this done? It's not enough to leave here today and be like, yep, that's what I need to do. Then we don't do it. All right. So what do? The 5 things are: practice your 5-star pitch, pick your afro, meaning go through the afro method, like as if you were about to talk to somebody, prepare for it. Invite your inner circle. That's actually connecting with 50 humans or the people from you should have a list of 50 that you're reaching out to daily. Broadcast your brilliance. That's your social media game. And then documenting your actions. This is your CRM. Now, we're going to break down each one of these. So when somebody asks the question, when you say practice your 5-star pitch, what do you mean? It's in here. It's all in here. Okay. So it's about 10 minutes a day. The pitch is your foundation for every conversation you have. So what exactly, if I don't know how to do a 5-star pitch, I can literally just click this link right here. And it's going to take me to the workshop to do that. Okay. And so it's telling you to do that in about 10 minutes. If you need more time, because you haven't worked on it, you don't have it ready to go or whatever, give yourself more than that. But the point is, then I'm going to go to my calendar and make an appointment, just like as if I had to go to the doctor. It's on my calendar every day. I said every day, but y'all 5 days a week minimum. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 10 a.m. 5-star pitch. Let's say I give myself 30 minutes because I'm really still working on it. I need to go review the video and all that kind of stuff. Remember that the link to the video, if you need to watch that, is also in here. It's also in the resource guide. So if you don't know what you're doing, let's say you don't know how to do a 5-star pitch. So you can 10 to 10:30 every day. I'm practicing a 5-star pitch. Okay, cool. Go on down. Then now what am I supposed to be doing? It tells you how to do it. I mean, it's literally right here. Okay. Pick your afro. Prime your ears for problem language. So you're thinking, you're going back through your records, your notes. What are people saying? You're making a list. Identify who am I getting ready to try to reach out to today. Identify your commonalities and da-da-da-da-da. So how long did I say? 15 to 20 minutes a day. So let's say 10 to 10:30, 5-star pitch. 10:30 to 11, I'm doing, Doll said, pick my afro. So I'm just writing these categories. I'm going to tell you what to do with this in a minute. Pick afro. Then the next thing, activate your inner circle. What's that? Reaching out to humans. Okay, well, I got to go to lunch. So I can't do that till the afternoon. Okay, so I got Doll at 2 o'clock. So let me take a lunch break. 11 to 12, I'm taking a lunch break. Lunch. 12 to 2, activate inner circle. Okay. It don't have to take you all day to do this, but I'm just saying if you started out and it's taking you a long time to get everything done. Okay. Social media time. Okay, when am I going to do this? 30, 45 minutes. Okay, I could do that after dinner because I got stuff to do. So I'm on with Doll from 2 to 3. I might have to jump off early. Got Doll. Okay, 3 to 5. I got some appointments already, stuff I had to do already in there. So 3 to 5 is gone. 5 to 6, I'm going to eat some dinner. So let's say 6 to 7. Let me give myself an hour. 6 to 7, BYOB. Broadcasting my brilliance. Because I'm trying to figure this out. It might not take me an hour, but I need some time to really work on this social media stuff. I don't have no hooks. I don't know nothing about nothing. So put an hour. Boom. And then 7 to 7:30, I'm going to document, take some notes. I'm going to do some journaling. You know what I'm saying? And boom, so I'm done. So you didn't even get up that early. I didn't start you till 10 o'clock. You had a break in there for lunch, break in there for dinner. You had some other stuff going on 3 to 5. Okay. But every day I'm doing the big 5. If you got to get up earlier to do it, if you got to stay up later to do it, every single day, big 5. So it breaks down how long to spend on that, what exactly that means. And that's bare minimum. So you got that part, right?
Yes, I got it. Could you tell us the name of the CRM thing that you told us to use, the app?
It's in the resource guide. Let me repost that for you again. It's in there. It's Airtable.
Thank you.
All right. So I just wrote that on a piece of paper. So again, if you don't want to use a spreadsheet, you don't want to do all that, you don't have to. I literally just wrote it on a piece of paper. But the other way to do it would be what I'm about to show you now. So here we go again. I got to open this window. Let's see if it works for me this time. Window. Boom. No, that's not the one. There we go. And now let me share it with the people, the good people. Beautiful. And for my folks over here, streaming. There you go. There we go. All right. That wasn't that hard this time. Okay. So now, this is the way that I was taught to do it by one of my millionaire mentors many years ago. And it's served me well over the years. Okay. So I actually have blocked out every single hour of my day. I use color coding. I know when I'm going to go to sleep. This is old, obviously. This is from like 3 years ago. But I know when I'm going to be reading these books I got to read. I know what I'm working on, everything. So I just came up with these categories of stuff that I got to do, right? So the way this starts, when you first start, obviously it's blank. And you can get it's linked in the resource guide. There's a blank one in there. Okay. So you can literally come in here and say, okay, I'm sleeping from this time to this time. I got class from this time to this time. I got doctor's appointments from this time to this time, whatever that is. You go ahead and block that off first. Okay, got to pick up the kids. I got PTA meetings. I got this, I got that. Literally, I mark everything. Okay, and you can use color code if you want to. Okay, boom. Then it's like, okay, I'm waking up at this time. If whatever your little morning routine is, you put all that in there if you want to, it's fine. I'm writing, I'm reading. I said I was going to read this book. How come you never read the books you said you're going to read? Because it's not on your calendar. So go ahead and mark out some time to read these books. I said I was going to spend my time in nature. When are you going to do that? Put it on your calendar. I got to get this proposal done. I got a client. They said they really wanted to do this and this, and I got to get this finished. Put it on your calendar. So at this time, obviously, I had a deck to do, a pitch deck for something. I had a bunch of proposals I was trying to get out, so I had time blocked off for that. Okay, but in this example, you could literally just, what did I say? 10 o'clock, trying to update your website. When is it going to happen? You put it on your calendar. Landing page, that's what that was. But you notice that these are just categories. It doesn't have like specifics on here. I'm going to show you why in a minute. But let's say, okay, 10 to 10:30. Well, that's not 10:30, but 5-star pitch, right? And I could put that every day, copy and paste, boop, boop, boop. Then, just go down the list of what I just said, 10:30 to 11, working on this Afro thing. Lunch, okay? Calls in the afternoon, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, just put it on here. This allows you to see if there's anything missing, see if you got, because once you do that, you'll see space. If you still have space on your calendar. Oh, I have more time than I thought I did. I could put this here, I could do this here. Like going to see my friends, hanging out, everything. I had a place for everything. Okay. Going shopping. All right. Now, one thing you could do is a data dump. Like things that are important for you to do now, go ahead and put it over here. That you see this is a spreadsheet. So the tab down here, you can list all the things that are important. Okay, this week I got to get this done. Some stuff is ongoing, like your big five. Some stuff is like, I got to get this done now. I got to get my taxes done. I got to get this done for my mom. Got to do this for this. Da, 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 da. Put that there. Things that are coming up next. Okay, when I finish this project, now I want to work on this next. Put it there. You don't have to be in your head. It's like, I'm going to work on this at this time. Something that's good for the future. Intuition told you something, and I can't get to that now. That's where you put it, in the later column. Okay. This is instructions for how to do a data dump. When you first do this, every single thing that you have to do, need to do, want to do, projects, priorities, obligations, everything. Get it out of your head and get it written down somewhere. Then you itemize it if it's urgent, something that has to show up on my calendar this week. Make sure you have an appointment to do it. Things that are ongoing, you have to do every day. The big five should become like your obligations. Everything else you got to do, school, you got to do work. I got to do my big five. Because this is going to start your engine, keep your business moving forward. Okay. Put it on your calendar. Get it all on paper. Then we're just mapping everything that's not already an obligation, making sure that shows up on the calendar, hopefully every day or multiple times this week. All the projects that you want to accomplish should have a place on your calendar. Okay. Now it's time to execute. When it comes time to execute, we go over here to use, I call them a recipe card. What I just gave you in the resource guide, when it says the big five and it told you exactly what to do, that's basically a recipe card, because it's telling you step by step by step by step. First do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. So when my calendar says work on my book, I don't have to be like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Where do I start? Or work on social media. I don't know what to do. Yes, you do, because you should be taking notes, or you should have one piece of paper that lists every single thing. Okay, first doll said I need to come up with the hook and a title. Well, how do I do that? Oh, she gave me this link. Take that link, put it in that Google Doc. Now, when you come to the social media part of your schedule, you don't have to start from scratch. You just pull up that document, click the link with the notes in it, or click the whatever, and start from there. And you work on it. If it's on there for 30 minutes or an hour, you do that I literally set alarms. So you take this, once you got your week planned out, you do a recipe card for each project. So it's not like, well, what do I do? How do I do it? You have a list for that recipe card. Then the last step, and we're done. Like I'm about to do it right now. We're done. We can go. The last step is you take your spreadsheet that you just made, and you put it into your Google Calendar. So I set appointments with myself. Okay, I got a board meeting tomorrow at 3:00. So that means I got to have a 60-minute show tomorrow. I can't do 90 and all that. I have Spelman tomorrow at 6:00. I got a call at 8:00 because West Coast people tomorrow. So I got to fit everything into what I already have on my calendar. And it's bloop, 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 bloop. Make an appointment. Work on my pitch. Make an appointment. I got to do my social media stuff. Make an appointment. Okay, I got to make these 5 phone calls. I'm reaching out to 5 people a day. Work on my affirmation. It's got to go on this calendar. And then I set alarms. So my phone will literally buzz 10 o'clock. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, what is it buzzing? Oh, it's time to work on my pitch. Pull up the recipe card. Okay, this is what I had last time. Not like, oh my God, I can't find it. It's in the journal. I was inspired when I was driving down the streets in the back of a napkin. What did I do with that paper? Like that? No, it's just right there. You just pull it out. You know what I'm saying? You do that, and then the next alarm goes off. So then you do that. And that's your day. Okay, now it's time to pick up the kids. Okay, boom. Now it's my walking nature time. I gave myself a break during the middle of the day. Okay, go walk outside. Go do that. Call my homegirl. Do that. Time to watch my show. Because it's on my calendar. I can do that. Read this book, whatever that is. And just live your life. You know what I mean? But it's on the schedule. It's not like, oh, I know I need to be doing something, but you just floating around. Because again, if we don't mind our tea and grits, that's TEAGRITS, thoughts, emotions, actions, giving, receiving. That's the feedback loop, which also is your resources come from what you're giving and receiving. If you don't have any resources, it's because there's something wrong with you giving and receiving. But then your intentionality. When you don't feel like it, when you get nervous, what are you eating all day? You're running out of energy. You might need some moon jug. Y'all get a drink. You just not just any water. Okay, but you got to figure out what's going on with my diet, whatever that is. So you can have the intentionality and push your way through this time. That's what the T is for. You just did your time for the whole week. I'm going to hold myself to this calendar right here. No, I cannot just run around with you right now because I have an appointment. I'll be done in 45 minutes. I need you to do this right here till I finish because I have an appointment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm her now. I'm not the person that just run around, just floating around. I have a schedule now. Because every time I do this, I'm putting another building block into the life that I said I wanted to build. I'm showing up for myself. And then I don't leave it to myself to remember because it's in my calendar. It's in my phone. Alarm goes off. And so when I wake up in the morning, every single day, I know it probably has an alarm feature on it, but I don't use that. I literally go every day, look at my calendar. Oh, I got this tomorrow. Oh, I got this tomorrow. Okay. And I set alarms. So throughout the day, my phone is like, ding, 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 time to do this thing. Just like being in high school, when the bell rings, you get up, you leave physics, you go to calculus. Now you're on a system. You just review it every week. So if you need to research something, I don't know how to do that. Put it on your calendar to do that thing. When it comes time, when that time comes on your calendar, your recipe card should say research. If you don't know where to start, first day, that's when you start Googling some things. You're going to find all these articles. You're going to find videos. You're going to find all this stuff. Put it in the same Google Doc. And then, 30 minutes up. I got to go to the gym now. Okay, boom. Next day, come back to that same thing on your calendar. Same category of stuff. I don't know how to do this. I'm still on the research step. But now you got a whole list of stuff to read. So 30 minutes, I'm actually watching the video that I said I was going to watch. I'm actually reading the article that somebody sent me. They told me to read or whatever. I'm actually reading the book that my mentor told me to read about this thing. Bell goes off. Oh, I got to go. Got to go get the dog out of the bed at the thing. Okay. Next day, alarm goes off. While you were researching, you started taking notes. You started getting some ideas now. Their ideas are forming. You're doing what the person on the video told you to do every day. 2 weeks go by. You've built a custom GPT or whatever you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that we can't do these things. It's that we're not scheduling time to take one step at a time. That's the elephant diet. You break it down to its smallest pieces. Because even if you have unlimited time with no other obligations, I don't suggest that you try to sit and do anything for longer than 45 minutes. You take a break, get up, walk around, do something, then come back to it. Every now and then you get into a flow state and that's fine. But you know what I'm saying? Don't just like over tax your brain. You want to do 15, 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes at a time. Walk outside, take a break, get you something to eat, whatever. Come back to it. Stay in the flow. We could do this. There's nothing you can't get done. I've taught people how to write whole books. If you write 5 pages a day, let's do the math, shall we? 5 pages a day for 2 months. Okay, every day for an hour and a half, I sit down with my coffee and this and that, and I just work on my book. 5 pages a day. That's before using all the other tools and the methods that I have to help you out with that. And every 2 months, you would write a 300-page book. It's not that these things aren't possible, it's that we don't schedule time to do them. And so I just believe in us so much. I believe that once we shift our identity, that this won't feel like an onerous, burdensome task. We could just show up and be great. You know what I mean? Just show up, do what the calendar says, and then when it's done, I mean, let the system do the work. You don't have to do the heavy lifting. Like, the system will do the work. Momentum is going to do what it do. If you keep, repetition is going to have an effect in the universal, in the energetic field. Like, it's going to work. We just got to keep showing up. That's why cadence is the way that you graduate from level 1 to level 2 in the video game. Because once you start a cadence, things get different. Once you start a cadence, people will start looking at you different. Once you start a cadence, you will have the narrative about you will change. People will start to look at you differently, expect different things from you, tell a different narrative about you. You can only achieve that through the repetition. That's the only way to graduate to level 2. So, any questions?
Doll, it is so, like, out of everything you say, it is hard for me to believe a person as free and spontaneous as you. Like, you seem like you're just like flow. It's hard to believe this is what you do. Like, this is why I guess I can't. This is why, like, there's so many things you say. I'm like, okay, I believe her, especially with what's going on with social media and everything, because you're doing it right in front of our faces. Like, you weren't doing this 100 days ago, so I see you doing it. But it's like this, it's like, it just seems so different from your personality. You just seem like, all right, I'm sending you guys a voice recording right now. I'm like, was that on the calendar? Or I'm thinking of this, and you just seem so free to think of that. Your life is this strategic. And this looks like it takes a lot of time. So is this what you really, really do?
I'm sorry, what do you mean? I'm confused by the question.
Like, it's like, this seems like a lot. So I'm trying to understand.
I make a lot of money too, though.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm running a whole global company and doing this. Like, I'm starting this and saving the world's water and starting a family. Like, what do you mean? There's no other way. Okay. Now, as you get good at things, you develop a skill. Like, sometimes I have, I have a team member working on something or whatever, but I still put it on my calendar. Because at that time, I need to ping you. Hey, what's going on with this project? Hey, what's going on with this? Hey, did you get this done? Let me send this message. Let me send this voicemail. Let me send this email. And again, this what y'all are looking at is from 2 years ago. So of course my calendar looks different now. But yeah. And then, I get something done or somebody's handling it or it's been delegated. So now on my calendar, it might say free time.
Okay.
And then I can be spontaneous and be like, let me call this person. Let me send this message. And the other thing, it really is the 2-minute rule. I got it from David Allen, the book called Getting Things Done. Great book. If y'all want to read something to help you with this. But I did the 10-minute rule. If something takes less than 10 minutes, just do it now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just get her done. Get her done. Like, I got a basket of clothes. Done. It's done. Like, why are we putting that off? Get it done. Just put the dishes. Go ahead and put them up. Just boop, boop, boop. Yeah. So I do a lot of that as well. Just like kind of stay in the flow. Like, I might be listening to, researching something, studying for something, but I can still walk around the house or around the office and get something else done at the same time.
And I saw you just pick up a notebook. How much of this is old school writing, and how much of it is on the computer, or do you do both?
I do both. I prefer to write things. That's just my brain.
Okay.
But I've known people who don't use paper at all. They do everything digitally. So that's why I tend to demonstrate you could do it either way.
Okay. So you have a calendar. Okay.
But the calendar part is digital. It's on my Google Calendar. It has to be, because if it's not on my calendar, it didn't happen. Like when I started doing this extemporaneous coaching, that wasn't my plan. And I would talk to somebody and they'd be like, "Oh my God, da da da." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll send you this and this. If it does not go to my calendar, I don't remember that I even said it. So it's not gonna happen. So I had to get a discipline of, while I'm standing here talking to you, let's schedule this thing. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, it's scheduled. Now it's in my calendar. Now I'll show up. Otherwise, I have no memory of this. Like, I'm so present in the moment and there's so much going on. Like, I can't if it's not in my calendar. So that's one thing that I can't not have. It's my, because if I'm traveling, it's still here. If I, if I leave the country, it's changing my time zone with me. Like, I must have. I cannot do this without my Google Calendar. That I will say.
Okay.
But then everything else I prefer, I write a lot of stuff down. But then I keep my spreadsheets, and I've used Asana. I've tried everything. I tried Monday. I've done it all. So I had to do what I found that works for me, that doesn't feel too discombobulating.
And the spreadsheet transfer to Google, is that seamless?
You can actually automate it. I don't know how to do it, but I did research it. You can automate it. You can make it where to automatically take it from there to your spreadsheet. And like I said, some people do this in Asana. Some people use Trello boards, and you can do whatever you want to do. But long as it ends up on my calendar, I'm winning. Because typically, in other words, if I have it on my calendar and it says time for such and such, then I'll just open, because I use Google Drive a lot as well, because that means if I'm not at home, not on my computer, I can still just open up the Google Doc and see whatever I need to see. And it says, oh, do this, or I can click through to my recipe card. And it's like, oh, do this. And then I have it all in the folder where it needs to be. So I just review it right there. So I can still do it even if I'm leaving a lunch meeting or something, So the digital, it allows you to do that. The handwritten is just my preference, particularly when I'm having I'm a whiteboard girl, as most of y'all know from the place that should not be named. So when I first, what I just said, if I really were to do my priorities of what I need to get done this week, I would start on a whiteboard. I just did a version of it in this notebook for y'all. But it's okay, here's all the things that are important. Now, when am I going to do this? And start thinking about my day parts. Then pull that into my spreadsheet and making sure I'm not overlapping something, not forgetting something, whatever, not neglecting something. And then from there, I put it in my calendar.
Okay. That's good.
Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspectives, personal story time. I enjoy, like I said, I would do this all day. Not all day. I would do this every Sunday, but I just be feeling like this is long. This is long, but I know we need it, so I'm here for it. Anybody else?
I have one quick question.
Yeah.
I never really thought that LinkedIn was for me in my realm and profession. But what are your thoughts about it for what I do?
It's definitely for you. The people who care about health and wellness and trying to live better, many of them are on LinkedIn. They might be employees at other places, but they need you. And also a lot of these decision makers, the retailers, the people who are going to end up stocking your products and stuff, they're also on LinkedIn, and they need to know you and see you. I have a friend of mine, the mushroom queen, we call her, who's been in R&D for about 3 years on some really, really, really amazing stuff. She can turn mushrooms into literally any kind of, formerly meat product, brisket and everything else. It tastes literally and texturizes exactly like the original product. And she's, I'm not going to say exclusively on LinkedIn, but she's very, very active on LinkedIn, and she's gotten some distribution opportunities, some restaurant partnerships and stuff like that from her LinkedIn.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. So I hope you guys will join me. Find it. If you ain't got it, I don't mean it that way. Let me say what I mean, because I just be joking and then people quote me. What I mean to say is, I feel like if you literally can't pay your bills, please do that. I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying if it's just like, oh, I could do this, or we go to Disney, like you need to invest in social media mastery, because this is a skill that's going to make you money. It's going to make you location independent. It's going to put you in front of people that you don't have access to in your direct personal network. It's going to expand your visibility and increase your ability to make money. So it is a $500 investment. There are payment plans available. The link, I guess I'll just put the link right here. But that's something that if I had to do it all again, if I was starting my whole business over and I didn't know which way to go, which way was up, or I felt like I was stuck at a plateau, and knowing if I knew then what I know now, I would be running to get in this course. Because number one, the price that I'm charging, again, is getting me cussed out, because the level of value that's about to go into it is unheard of. Like you just heard me say, I paid $6,000 for a YouTube course. And I'm telling you how to do YouTube, Substack, LinkedIn, Instagram/Facebook, email newsletter, podcast, and public speaking in one course. So that every question about how do I show up on this platform, like the general questions around how to create hooks and do all of that, as well as the specifics of each platform, are answered in this course. So I welcome you. I welcome you. This is something that, like I said, I don't know anybody that has gone to this level to make sure that all of this information is crystallized in one place. Like you would have to do a lot of searching, a lot of places. Clara, she hasn't started selling to retail yet, but when she does, you'll be the first to know, because I'm a total fan. She only deals with food service and restaurant, Mushroom Queen, but it's so delicious, and the health benefits are amazing. I finally got her to start sharing recipes. So there's that. If she starts doing that consistently, I'll make sure you get her info. But anyway, so go in the social media mastery course so you don't have to figure this out on your own. There's no reason for you to do that when the information is already here. People who are making tens of millions, they've told exact playbooks of how they're doing it. And I'm running it through the lens of the Entrepreneur's Roadmap and everything we learn here, so that it's relevant to you guys where you are, so you can move faster, ignore the stuff that's not relevant to you, and only get the playbooks that are relevant for you now, 2026. But with all that being said, entrepreneurship, y'all know, it's a revolutionary act. Getting off the financial grid is not for the faint of heart. It requires a shift in identity. Got to get off the hustle, energy, and move to these habits. The 7 Habits of High Value Entrepreneurs, coming soon, coming in March. This is one of my masterpieces. This is the book that, again, I wish I had, when I first said I was going to be an entrepreneur, because I didn't know what I didn't know. But now that I know, and the elephant diet is one of those 7 habits. You cannot just float willy-nilly with your schedule and think you're just going to make some money, because that's not a system. Again, you're expecting, just looking for luck or something to happen to you. So we got to get off a hustle and get to habits and systems. Stop acting like an employee and show up like an entrepreneur, moving from consumer to creator, right? And so nobody ever said this was going to be easy, but it is simple. This is a recipe. And so I'm serving this recipe up to you guys every day at 2:00. So thank you for joining me here. This is what we do. You can always catch the replays. It's in the school community. That's the Dollhouse 2.0. And I guess I'll put that link as well for those who don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't know who's streaming. I can't see. But most of you guys are in there. And this is just the community where you can go and find everything you need, everything I'm talking about. You can find replays, all the things. It's in there. And more importantly, this is this interdisciplinary deep dive that I do into this revolutionary act of entrepreneurship. We're right at the intersection of neuroscience and quantum physics and history and current geopolitical events. All this brought to you by, she talking about, I can't believe you do all this. Girl, listen, there's no way. How, Sway? There's no way without a schedule. All brought to you by a Harvard-trained historian and economist and data scientist and a venture-backed founder who, do y'all know 100 people? You probably do. There's only like 100 people, about 70 people on this planet that have ever raised more than $1 million for a tech startup from venture capital that happen to be Black women. I'm one of them. Okay. Very, very rare air. Okay. And so anyway, I was able to turn an idea to an asset that was valued at 8 figures. I didn't say it, they said it. And so over here, we understand that personal development, business development, it's the same thing. So we got to do the inner work so we can win at this game of entrepreneurship and start moving at the speed of money. This is something that it's our privilege to do. And while we still have time, this is what I want for you guys. So if this kind of group coaching and these insights, you can't find them anywhere else. If you find that it's valuable to you, that's why, go over there and drop a note in the school community. I'm going to be more active over there. Drop a note and say what you learned or whatever. And feel free to share this link to the school community with your friends. That's probably the best place to invite somebody to, because it's a little less in your face than some of the other ways that I show up. So that they can, come in at their own pace, if you will. But it also, gives them links to any live coaching and stuff that I'm doing. So anyway, that being said, y'all know I've trained entrepreneurs at every stage of life, from the Waffle House to the White House, literally, from Harvard to Hollywood. But I'm committed to helping my people, Black people. If you want to get off the financial edge, you got to learn how to generate consistent cash flow so we can finally buy some assets, leverage those assets to fund our lifestyle, and move out the way of all that's coming in the face of these big geopolitical and socioeconomic shifts. This is what we need to be doing. So if you know that your bank account is not matching your brilliance and you're living below your means and below your magnificence, that's what we're doing. And I invite you to just get active over here in the school community. I mean, it's free. We were talking about. Lots of free trainings, masterclasses, replays, Zoom links, all the stuff, group coaching sessions. You don't have to wonder, dog, where do I find it? It's over there. Everything you need is over there. The resource guide, everything. So join me there and invite a friend. Because again, and we're finna go. If you want to be financially free, you know what you got to do? You got to face the truth. Because only when you know the truth, the truth will make you free. But it's not head knowledge. This is about experiential knowledge. Information without application is just entertainment. And I am not here to entertain you, although I am very entertaining. I've been trying to hold in, do less clowning and less rabbit trails, so I won't be talking so long. But we could be doing something else if we're not going to do this work. You know what I'm saying? So I need you to go get to work. So when you apply the things that you learn here, you're going to tap into intuition and wisdom. And that, I'm telling you, that's where the money resides. So let these truths be your catalyst. I am just a mirror. I'm here to reflect back to you the greatest, highest version of yourself. And like I always say, if you see a gap between where you are and where you know you ought to be, when you look in that mirror, Michael Jackson already told y'all what to do. Make that change. So until the next one, guys, drink your moon jug water, mind your tea and grits. I gotta go. I'm out. Pew!